The first week of spring in Melbourne at the MCG, home and away football, a distant memory. And the mighty Coliseum is set to forge and break reputations again. It is the ground where we get used to expecting the unexpected. It is a grand stage. It's a big occasion. It is finals football, and the Tigers right now are at half forward at the punt road end of the MCG. The Blues at the city end. And it is a massive crowd that has come in this afternoon. 12 years in waiting for the Tigers fans. Jason Dunster, Wayne Carey, Wayne Schwartz, Mark Howard, myself, Hamish McLaughlin are very excited about what lies ahead. Chief Duck, it is going to be an unbelievable roar when the first bounce is laid into the turf. At the final siren, who will be the victor?
Well, it's an unbelievable day, as you said, Ham, a great day for footy. Look, I've got Richmond have been the better performed side all year, as we know. We know the circumstances why Carlton are in the finals because of Essendon. They didn't play all that well last week. They ended up getting over the line. Good last quarter, but very poor for three quarters. Off the back of that form, you would say the Tigers win today, but I've just got a funny feeling that, and as we know, Jace, that if the Mosquito fleet, if Yaron, Betts and Garlett and these guys have big games, if Wade has a big game at centre-half forward, Carlton are quite capable.
They are. I haven't seen a crowd this big at the MCG for quite some time. They are up in the deep, far recesses of the southern stand, the back corners. It's just a sea of yellow and black. They are clearly outnumbering the Carlton supporters here. There is massive expectation from the Tiger Army. And look, I tend to go with form a little bit. I think they're better equipped, Richmond. I think they've got a few more options. If I'm Carlton, I desperately want to see Waite and Henderson both playing forward.
Yep.
I want to see a couple of blokes that can play key position forward, take marks, and then have those little blokes you're talking about that are gun smalls playing around them. I don't want them having to carry the load themselves.
You just brought up a really good point, Chase, and that is expectation. The expectation is that Richmond win this game. Carlton, well, they go in, and as they did last time these two sides played, they just played with a freedom. I think they come in today, and that's what they'll do. They'll try and take this game on. They'll try to play on at all costs. It'll be up to Richmond, and we'll find out a little bit about Richmond early. They'll have to settle, because I think that Carlton will want to get off to a fast start.
It's a bit like Collingwood and Port Adelaide last night. It's all the pressure was on Collingwood. All the pressure's on Richmond. I mean, they finished fifth.
Yeah.
They were close to trying to force their way into the top four. So the expectation is that they go at least a couple of weeks into September, if not further. It'd be a pretty disappointing end if they don't. Carlton, on the other hand, well, they got in by the skin of their teeth. They had a last gasp win over the Blues, and they had a couple other results that were very, very close.
More thoughts from the Chief and the Duck in just a moment, but Mark Howard, welcome to you again. Breaking news.
Oh, Haim, what a day at the MCG. A real late change for the Carlton Football Club. We already heard that McInnes was coming in and Casbolt was out. I can confirm now that Nick Duigan is into the side and Brock McLean is out. So he had that issue with the quad. Brock McLean is out of the side. Troy Menzel is the sub for Carlton. For Richmond, Shane Tuck is the sub. I've already seen a couple of amazing things. One was when the Tigers' Yellow and Black was sung, Choco Williams was dancing along to it, then was clapping the crowd. He is that excited. But more than that, if you don't understand what football means to people on a day like today, I walked down and about 4 rows behind me, I reckon there's a kid, he's about 7 or 8, he's in tears as Richmond came out onto the ground. So it's a big day, Chief, it's emotional.
Yep.
Some days you come to work and it's just a great day, and this is one of those. But just to let you know, once again, Brock McLean is out of the side, Nick Duigan comes in for the Blues.
You're right, Howie, a lot of passion here. That for me is a massive loss for the Blues. Brock McLean's been one of their better players. What I don't understand...
Why would they bring Duigan in?
And the same with Casbolt going out and McLean going out. You've lost a key forward and a midfield possession getter.
And you bring in a
brought
defender.
In 2 stopping defenders.
That's
strange,
it is mind-blowing. And does Duigan have the tank to go on to one of the Richmond, ball getters? Does he have the tank to play on or does he have the ability to play on a Martin if Martin goes forward?
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's a strange balance for the Blues, and we'll have to wait and see exactly how they do match up. I have no doubt that someone's going to be a surprise forward for the Blues. I hope with those players coming in, it allows Henderson and Wade to go forward. But I genuinely, and this is just me outside the club, Mick Moldhouse knows better, make no mistake about that. But in my head, I think they're a more dangerous side and a more capable side to kick goals with players like Waite and Henderson forward.
I totally agree with you. And it's funny, you sit here, and I drive to this game today, and I think, as you said before, go off form, it's got to be the Tigers. But the more you analyse it, the more you go through it, I start to doubt myself, because if Henderson and Waite and the Mosquito fleet all play well, you can't see Carlton being beaten.
No, but that's a massive
that
if.
It is a massive if. And obviously they have to get the supply as well, Jason. As we know, that Richmond, they have been very good through the midfield. They've got guns all the way through there. And that's where Carlton are going to have to obviously match up with them. Judd is a massive in for the Blues, but how fit is he and how much game time are we going to get from him?
Just watched Eddie Betts' last couple of snaps for goal. One went out in the full and one snuck in for a point. Both of them big mongrels. I hope he's got them out of his system.
Ash Chua, welcome to you. Finals football at the G. Is the crowd as big as you've seen other than a grand final?
Two man's up and about.
Yeah, it is a massive crowd. Look, the record attendance for an elimination final is just over 90,000, so that they're forecasting 93 today for hardyaker.com.au.
You got your Richmond colours on too?
I have.
The yellow and black on.
I have. I'm getting involved in the game, so it is finals fever. Just with
Giving up on North.
I have. No, only for the next few months, that's all, Jason. No, never. My blood's royal blue and white, you know that. Goal kicking spread for the Tigers. Past 5 weeks, averaging 10 goal kickers per game. For the Blues, a couple of concerns. Over the past month, averaging 61 less uncontested possessions per match, ranked 17th. Tigers have been hovering at plus 51, and they're also conceding 56 inside 50s per game, the Blues. Aaron Edwards, Duck, past fortnight, number 1 ranked forward in the comp. 20 disposals, 10 marks, and he's posted
number 1 in the comp, too, man.
And he's kicked 9 goals, 3 as well.
Cool.
The players are taking their position on this famous wing of the MCG, the golden tonsils of the AFL, Craig Willis. He's in position, the umpires flank him. It is a big moment.
To the first elimination final here at the MCG. Would you now please join with the players, coaches and umpires as we stand for the Australian National Anthem.
There is not a spare seat at the MCG. Mick Malthouse is coached in 50 finals, but never against Richmond, with whom he won a premiership. For Chris Newman, the wait has been long, 232 games. He currently holds the record for the most games without playing a final. That will end in just a moment. The Tigers' last finals win, it was against the Blues in a semi-final in 2001. And Chris Judd, his return to the Blues lineup just adds another chapter to this Lazarus-like performance from the Blues this year. It's got an amazing feel about it.
Well, from the time you're a young kid, you start playing AFL footy, you dream maybe one day you get to play at the highest level, and then the next step from then is dreaming of maybe playing a finals. And as you just said, Chris Newman played for 10 years and now finally gets that opportunity.
Cochin and Murphy into the middle of the ground for the toss of the coin, and the first win goes to the Tigers. They'll kick to the city end. So now you're going to get a couple of tight huddles at each end, and these are the last few words from the skippers. I don't know that much registers at this stage as a player. You're just dying to cut loose. You're waiting for the first siren.
It's funny, when you're playing finals, home and away games, you generally do remember most of what goes on before, Jason Swatter. But I think in finals, you're that focused. The crowd's obviously loud. You don't remember any of the build-up, do you? You just remember, you're focused on that first bounce. And talking about Swatter, Jakey King, we spoke about him a little earlier. He's gone and got the new haircut. Looks like he's gone the mohawk. So it's shaved very short on the sides, a little bit longer down through the middle, Buggy. So I hope he's not just thinking this is about me. This is it's got to be team football today. The Tigers are to win. They just need everyone doing all of those little things.
Well, the faithful have flocked to their place of worship in staggering numbers. The football gods are taking their positions. The afternoon's theatre is about to commence, and there are two anxious tribes hoping that the next 2 hours brings them triumph and joy, because if it doesn't, their season and their quest for premiership glory is done for 2013.
Duck, massive inclusion, Chris Judd. What do you make of him starting on the bench?
Oh, well, obviously the heat will go out of the game. Look, he can't be 100% fit, Chase. But an 80% or a 70% Chris Judd, you'll take over just about anyone. He's a phenomenal player, and I think they'll let the heat go out of the game. He'll come on at probably 5-6 minute mark. Maybe
the first step in just managing his game time, trying to keep his minutes down,
absolutely.
Allow him to get the most out of himself for the time he's out on the ground.
So Damien Hardwick, fourth year behind the wheel, his first campaign. Mick Malthouse, his 29th. His 20th year. Fair to say, Mick has been here before.
Gibbs has gone on to Martin in the middle of the ground, so on baller.
Big
today,
crowd,
Gibbs.
big day, big moment. Tigers and the Blues. It's a packed Triple MCG. We are good to go. Underway for McDonald's Triple M Rocks football. Marich, Warnock. Neither ruckman gets a definitive hand on it. Players go to ground and will have it thrown up.
So Henderson starts back for the Blues. Waite has started forward. No surprise to see Jamison going to Jack Revolt.
It's up again, Marich. Martin involved, slapped it forward, hard off the line, Rewalt got the fend away. High kick off the left boot inside, 50 man in front, Edwards.
Yeah, don't like that matchup.
Why not, Chief?
Well,
who's got him?
You've got Zach Toohey, who's a running player, on Aaron Edwards, who's a marking player.
Aaron Edwards.
Don't like it.
Very good above his head and very good at leading up, Jace. And he just misjudged that. Edwards judged it off the boot way quicker.
Well, as soon as it went in the air, Toohey went looking for his man.
Yep.
Took his eyes off the footy, and that's the first mistake. It's a long way back from there.
Well, we're 45 seconds in. It is a pro-Richmond crowd. They are packed into the rafters. This, to tell you the story, Edwards' kick is on the way, and it's a shank.
He's one of the most accurate going around, and that has only just sneaked inside the point post.
Opening scorer behind to the Tigers. Carlton yet to score. Triple M Momentum Energy scoreboard, 1 down.
And Nick Dygan's actually started forward for the Blues as well, so that's interesting.
Zach Toohey, little kick to himself, then to the outer side, into the sunshine, the ball flies, off hands, Dustin Martin reads it well, crashes it forward, almost a half volley for Pettard, missed it, it skips away to the left, and it's over the boundary line, 6 or 7 metres around from the left, point post. Tigers doing the attacking to the city end of the ground. If you've just joined us, 93-odd thousand. And there is a lot of feeling about this one. Vickery knocks it down. Murphy for the Blues. Reads it well. Kicks it to half-back. First man there. The youngster, Flostone. Handballs to Rance. Gets it back. Runs to about 60. Now Flostone goes to full forward. Well done, Simpson. He's been brilliant for the Blues this year. He's kicked and it's turned over. It's going to come back in. Jackson to Martin. To 50. To goal. Offline.
Well, they've had some opportunities, the Tigers. What you don't want to do is let the Blues off. If you've got play at your end, you've got to capitalise.
Which is what they did in the opening quarter a couple of weeks ago, Chief. Got away to a good start.
Simpson running hard.
And he's had a great year. Works himself towards half forward. Broadcast side, he's got Big Shorts bets working, but Morris gets back. Talk about Simpson's year in defence. This kid's had a great one in his back end as well. Sees the ball out of bounds, will have it thrown in, 45 around from the Blues goal. Howie thanks the Kasha.
Left leg bandaged up, Chris Judd comes on for the first time.
Ivan Maric wins the tap. Gibbs sharks at handball to Warnock on the left boot around the corner. Might be the first of the afternoon. Bounces through. Warnock on his left. First blood to Carlton. 1 straight 6. The Tigers a couple of behinds. 2 minutes played. First term on the Momentum Energy scoreboard.
Well,
what happens in this game, Duck, isn't it?
I was going to say they'll take that, the Blues, because Warnock's probably never kicked a goal like that in his life, and he gets one out of the ruck. Very clever. And they'll take that as a bit of a bonus, I'd reckon.
Probably not a bad time to kick your first goal of the year. He's 13th in his career, and the Blues lead by 4 points. Early stages opening term. 3 and change played. It is a ridiculously big crowd. Elimination final, and the Blues land an early punch off the boot of Warnock. Triple M Momentum Energy scoreboard. Beautiful bounce for McDonald's Triple M Rocks football. Warnock got over the top of Marich. Strong work by the Blues. Warnock involved again on the boot, quickly gets it inside forward 50. No mark taken. Grimes has got a bit to contend with. Hawley jumps up, got boot to ball. No 15, the play on's the call. They wrap him up. Curnow involved. And we'll have it thrown up inside the square. 1 straight 6, 2 behinds. Blues lead, 4 played opening turn.
Interesting to see what they do with Judd, Richmond, because I just saw him then. No one manned him up, Jace. He just ran into the forward 50 by himself.
Cruiser, the third man in, knocked it wide. Jeffy Garlett runs onto it, leaves it behind. Hawley was terrific. Threaded the handball through heavy traffic. Gave it to Ellis. He on his left foot goes down the line. Strong hands from Aaron Edwards. Marks in front of Tui. Chief doesn't like the matchup. Nope. Edwards now to half forward. He goes 15-metre ball. Jamison flies, takes the mark. Simpson might get the free kick. No, they give it to Jamison. Simpson was taken down before the Jamison mark. Jamison rewarded at half back. Carlton 1 straight 6. Tigers a couple of behinds. 4 points the margin to the Blues. Early going. 4 minutes have been played. To the wing the ball goes in the sunshine. Chris Judd for the 16th time gets involved in finals football. The ball spills out wide. Ends up with Ellis. High up and under. It'll get to half forward. Who's there for the Tigers? It's the Tigers mark. It's Edwards again. And he's about 60 out with the ball in his hands. Revolt doubles back. Provides a second lead. He's ignored. And now he bullets it towards Vickery. Poor kick. Comes off hands. A chance for Jamison. Tries to get the handball to Judd. He flicks it to Bell. He tries to work it out. Does a good job. McInnes to Curnow. And then he tumbles it towards the wing. But it's going to be the Tigers that get there first.
Chaplin with support. And they'll set up through to Lidio. Come to half back with Hawley, and Rance works hard into some space. Gets the kick. Can wheel and go now. And he'll head towards the northern wing with a casual bounce. With a second. Towards the logo. Kick will need to be good. Heads down the line to half forward. Good work on Pettard by Simpson. Ball out of bounds and we'll have it thrown in. Kick and a half from home. Northern side. City end. 4 point lead to the Blues. 5.5 gone. Momentum Energy scoreboard.
Well, they've had the better of it, the Tigers. They've had more of the ball, just not quite using it as well as they would like.
Ivan Maric and Cruiser, they are about 60 out from the Tigers' goal. Maric knocks it down. Cochin gets hold of the football. Curnow gets hold of Cochin. And he throws him in the tackle. Ball spills over 75 around from the Tigers' goal. Yeah,
Richmond going at 38% by foot for Hardyaker. Just with the crowd, we can confirm that we've eclipsed a previous record for an elimination final of 90,370.
So Cruiser knocks it down. Cochin receives. He gets jumped on, and the ball is just to the advantage of the Tigers on the members' wing. Tigers heading towards the city. The Blues towards the punt road end. Blues 1 straight 6. Tigers couple of behind. 6 gone first term.
And ball is underway again. Jackson can't keep it in. We'll have it tossed in again. Half forward. Northern side. City end. What was the previous record, Two-Man, for elimination final?
Yeah, 90,370. So we've ticked over that mark.
So right now you've got Aaron Edwards in the goal square and Zach Tui at fullback. That's dangerous.
I reckon he played on Dustin Martin a few weeks ago, Chief, and shut him out of the game. Strange move. That is Zach Tui I'm talking about. Ball out of bounds again.
But smart by Richmond.
Yep.
Push
Exactly
Revolt
right.
up, take Jamison away. Edwards has already taken 3 marks against Tui.
And he's got Tui, as Chief said, camped 1 out in the goal square. Umpire puts it back in. Cruiser with Marriage. Cruiser worked his way to the front. Ball tracks towards the boundary line. Alice nuts Morris. Sees it out of bounds again. Northern wing will have it tossed in. 1 straight 6. 2 behind. The only goal scorer at the moment, Robbie Warnock for the Blues.
So the two teams just working each other out. Cruiser, Marriage again. Judd receives. Quick one to Betts. He gets tackled. Hooley was a tackler. It spills. Fostone. He gets wrapped up, taken high. He's right in front of us on the broadcast side. He stands on the final series logo, goes inside, and Grigg receives. So the former Blue, he's played 1 final as a Blue. Grigg goes back to the former Bomber and Hooley, who runs from half back. Inside he goes with a handball to Fostone. He runs through the middle square to half forward. A beautiful ball in the end. It was terrific. And on the outer side, there is a chance for Rance, who is not a noted goal kicker, to kick from about 55, 20 metres in from the boundary line at left half forward.
Doesn't look confident. He's looking around. He's going to bomb it long.
He trots in, gets very close to the man on the mark, gets to the top of the square. The pack forms, big fly. Marriage was one, crashing through, trying to bust his way through heavy traffic. Ricky Pettard, he doesn't. He loses a football. Cruiser picks it up. crashes it outside the defensive 50. Now there's a ball to be won, and the Tigers win it first. Deledio measures things up. It's offline, sneaks through for one behind. 3 behinds the Tigers, 1 straight the Blues. The Blues lead it by 3 points. We played just on 8.5 minutes in front of 90,000 plus.
Tui to himself, will head towards the southern side, towards Walker. Good work by King, got involved. Now Jakey King chiselling ball, too much carry on the kick. Jamison the spoil. Murphy the gather, but he's jumped on. Look at the Tigers coming around. Martin, good use of the body. King goes low. Murphy got him high. And Jakey King oiled up, ready to go. Involved early. Right, left half forward flank, outer side. Tigers trail by 3 points.
And this is where they've been just a little bit sloppy, the Tigers. Just haven't been able to hit a target inside 50.
Well, Jake. He stares towards the city end. A casual sort of approach to the top of the square it goes. Cruiser out the back. Vickery in front. Vickery's been paid.
Matty Cruz has gone from the mark, from the back. Had to kill the ball, punch it to the boundary. That is inexcusable as Mick Moldhouse watches on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen. But when he has a look at this, Matty Cruz, he's going to be pretty disappointed with the effort.
Henderson was the other one, Jace. Just needed to put a spoil on, as you said.
Well, the result is Vickery will be kicking from 15 metres out, 45-degree angle. It favours his right boot. He walks in. Can he kick the first of the 2013 Tigers finals campaign? Yes, he can. The Tigers are in front at the G. 1-3 plays 1 straight. And they're away on the Triple M Momentum Energy scoreboard. Momentum Energy, switch online in 4 easy steps at momentumenergy.com.au.
Well, they've had all the play, man. What are some of the key stats there?
Yeah, the inside 50 is a 9-2 and time in the forward half. Richmond 80%, Carlton at 20.
Trouble is you don't dominate a game for 4 quarters, and when you have periods of play in your forward line, you've got to make it count.
Yeah.
And at the moment we've got 1 goal apiece. That's 1 goal from 2 entries for Carlton, 1 goal from 9 entries for Richmond.
Seeing the replay on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen, definitely a mark to Vickery. He has their first. They lead by 3. We're underway again for McDonald's Triple M Rocks football. Vickery got it moving. Jackson tapped it into the path of Martin. The fend off Tui. He'll have a flying shot on goal. It's wide. Through for another behind. 1-4 to 1 straight. Tigers lead. 11 gone. Opening term. Triple M Momentum Energy scoreboard. In fact, that's a free kick, because McGuinness is slow to get up. We might see a replay here, boys. Talk us through it, Chief.
Yeah, just having a look at it. Oh, yeah. Aaron Edwards, as the ball was floating through, Aaron Edwards put a shepherd on. Didn't need to, but actually hit him high.
It didn't look that bad. It's just that McInnes wasn't expecting it at all.
It was Judd in the sort of neck, shoulder, head injury sort of territory. Warnock, who's gone down with a hamstring. Conker's done his left hamstring. He's not moving at all. Ball, meanwhile, on the wing. The Tigers have got hold of it. Chaplin Deledio. He fires it. A beautiful ball to Revolt. 70 from home. 4 or 5 in from the boundary. Conker, you would suggest, done for the day. Revolt. Terrible kick out of bounds on the foot.
Who is he looking for, Jack? He's trying to pop it up to an advantage that he thought in a marking duel between Daniel Jackson and Mark Murphy, but couldn't keep it in play. That's a bad hamstring for Conker.
Well, Howie, you're right where the action is for Kasha.
In all sorts of trouble, Conker, being helped off by a couple of trainers. Looks like the hamstring injury. Of course, the sub is a man who could possibly be playing his last game, Shane Tuck. So, by gee, he'll be having a bit of fire and spark if he comes on.
They are out, Howie. Tui drops it long to Eddie Betts. He waits and waits. Now they get numbers back. He'll chip the ball over the top to half forward. Set it up too much for Kernow and lost them with one of his mates off the ground already chipped in, took a relieving mark. Links up again, dashes the outer half back flank. Chiseling ball to Martin. Conker off the ground. Hammy, Tuck may see early action. Driving ball, kick will need to be good. Got it to Jakey King. Dropped the potato. Northern wing, wheels around. Wrong side for the right footer. Left foot wobbly ball inside 50. Goes towards Edwards. No mark. Jackson comes through. Got it towards 40. Kept it alive. Now has to go back and get it. Good pressure. Good pressure. But Edwards slips on the ball. Flying banana shot is wide. In fact, that's out of bounds on the full. Let's head downstairs again, thanks to Kasha Howie.
Conker hamstring done for the day. Shane Tucker's got the green vest off, about to come on.
Geez, that was a poor decision by Eddie Betts, wasn't it? He had to get the ball and go himself. or get back quickly and kick that ball in a lot lower than what he did.
The Blues work it around in the back pocket, and then Walker kicks wide to Waite. Marks in the sunshine on the outer side. Now he kicks over the top. He wants Dygan. The bounce, well, it's okay for Dygan in the end. Chaplin does a good job. Just sort of pushed him into his handballing. Ends up with Deledio running with the ball out of bounds on the outer side. 60 around from the Blues goal. Richmond 1-3-9. The Blues 1 straight 6. And if you just joined us, Reece Conker done for the day. Hamstring. On comes Shane Tuck.
And they've made a change, the Blues. They've taken Tui off Aaron Edwards. Andrew McInnes has got that gig now.
Big tackle by Grimes. No whistle. Murphy jumps on it. Puts it inside 50 and Eddie Betts takes a diving mark down low.
Well, they've come through the midfield and into their forward line the last 2 occasions and had space and not been able to pick the right option or been poor disposal. That one was a good kick and absolutely nothing that Hurley could do.
And retiring Shane Tuck is into the game early with Conker subbed out with a left hamstring. Eddie Betts, tight angle, tough shot. And he does well to scrape that through for a behind. 1-1-7, 1-3-9, Richmond lead, 14.5 gone, opening term, Triple M Momentum Energy score, but in front of a full Triple M CG crowd.
So everyone
going man on man,
grabs
the
their
kick out.
Collective breaths as short ball ends up with Cochin, and he kicks it out of bounds on the full. So the Blues from 45, call it 50 when the kick is put in towards dangerous territory, and then across the front comes Hooley, gets a fist onto it and puts the ball over. 10 around from the Blues goal. Right forward pocket, punt road end. 1-3-9 Richmond, 1-1-7 the Blues. We played 15 minutes, first term. Umpire throws it back in, and it's the Tigers again. This time Jackson. They get hold of the football first. Jackson tries to clear. It's going to be held up by the Blues. About 45 out from their goal. Big tackle applied. There's a chance that Grimes gets pinged underneath. Waite. He is holding the ball.
And 50. That'll be 50 almost. No, hasn't paid it. He pushed Waite over after he got up. Grimes not happy with the decision.
Knock it out. 2 Richmond players holding in, you've got to knock it out.
So Dylan Grimes caught holding the ball. Waite the tackler. Waite will kick on the 0 of the 5-0. Left half forward, kicking towards the punt road end. So left half forward, right on 50 when he kicks.
Gee, that's a silly decision by the umpire. I'll explain, because we heard his reasoning a moment ago.
So can he put the Blues in front, Jared Waite? He unloads, it's gone all the way and it's gone accurately. The Blues, they're in front. 2-1-13, 1-3-9, a 4-point lead to the Carlton Football Club. 16 played first term.
Well, importantly, it's a good finish from Jared Waite, and that's what they need. He's got to capitalise on those opportunities. But you heard the umpire say there were 2 Richmond players holding it in. It simply wasn't the case on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen. It was a good tackle by Waite, and then Martin eventually was the one that came in and ripped the ball out, but by then it was too late and he paid holding the ball. Strange reasoning, maybe a little unlucky for the Tigers, but all you can do is make the most of your opportunities, and that's certainly what Carlton are doing at the moment.
Yeah, the inside 50 is a 12-3 Richmond's way, but the Tigers going at 48% by foot, Hardyacker.
Well, Carlton have scored 3 times from 3 inside 50.
And lead by 4 points for McDonald's. Triple M Rocks football. Cochin bangs it on the left boot, bounces out to the left half forward flank, outer side. Big contest coming through was Tuck. Gives his kick, was partly smothered. Now the Tigers have just blocked it inside 50. Jakey King, a little bit of room. He'll light up the MCG. Centering kick across the goal. Is marked by Pettit. And he takes the mark and can go back and have a shot at goal to drag the lead back in favour of the Tigers.
Well, the one thing we know about Pettit, he is very good above his head. And, yeah, just judged the ball a lot better and was able to just hold with his hands, mind you, but in the shoulder, not in the back.
Just the 3 goals from 11 games prior to this afternoon. This for the lead, trailing by 4 points. The Tigers, City End on his way. And in the book. Trading some early blows. The Tigers and the Blues and Richmond have wrestled the lead back. 2-3-15, 2-1-13. We've played plenty with 7.5 to go the opening term.
Well, they had to make the most of that opportunity. As we've said, they've gone inside forward 50 and been very ineffective. Edwards has had 4 kicks, Jace, all ineffective. So marking it well, not using it all that well, but that's a reflection of the whole Richmond side at the moment. So that was one that they needed.
So we've only played 18 minutes.
Good kick by Jake King too. Centred the ball, put it to the top.
And we've had 4 lead changes. Right now, Tigers by 2 points. 7.5 to play first term. Momentum Energy scoreboard. The Blues win the stoppage. Robinson crashes it forward. Ball ends up about 35 out. Warnock on his left boot again. Another quick shot at goal. This time not through for a major, just a minor. So it's 1 point the difference. 2-3 plays 2-2. The Tigers lead it. 90,000 and change at this great Coliseum. And the sunshine, it engulfs half of the ground as the shadows get longer.
Great kick by Delidio. You've got Big Ivan, left half back flank. He's just turning on the wireless. Conker subbed out. Tuck is on with a left hamstring injury. Conker and the Blues dropped too early before the game. McLean and Casbolt late omissions. And coming in, Daigan and McGuinness. And Morris can release Rance to run. Northern wing has a bounce. Wade off in pursuit. 2 bounces. Wade closes. Rance chipping ball. Wonderful kick. Good vision and got it to the man who's waited a hell of a long time for this opportunity, Newman.
Well, Delidio, Martin and Rance, 3 beautiful kicks of the footy. Delidio from full back hit the big fella, and then into Martin, Martin to Rance, and then Rance to the captain. I mean, that's the sort of use that we haven't seen in the first part.
Oh, they'll enjoy this one if he can jag it. He's kicked 7 for the year. Newman starts left, stays out there, works towards the goal line, through for a rush behind. 2 point lead to the Tigers, 2-4, 2-2. 20 gone, opening term, Momentum Energy scoreboard.
Well, a couple of Blues that haven't got into it yet. Yaron and Garlett haven't touched the footy. They've got to get them involved.
Walker uses himself, then runs quickly, boots it long to the outer side. On the wing it is in dispute, then taken over the boundary line. Tigers by a couple of points. 16 plays 14, 6 minutes left in this opening stanza of this highly anticipated clash. 2 old rivals, the Tigers and the Blues, at the home of football. The Tigers win the stoppage. Grigg, big handball towards half forward. Blues have got numbers at half back. Armfield, quick kick to the wing. Garlett couldn't control it. Cruiser slaps it out of the air. Ends up with Chaplin, most experienced player out there for the Tigers in terms of finals. And it just works into Rance's hands. To half forward it goes to Grimes. He marks. Handballs to Martin. Kick was okay. Left behind by Tuck. Now it's a disputed ball. They charge at it. 15 out. And Garlett for the Blues. Sweeps the handball to Walker. Walker in the back pocket again. It starts for the Blues to the outer side. Cochin. Big contest with Curnow on the outer side. It comes off hands and it goes out over the boundary line. 21 played in this first term. And it is a 2 point lead to the Tigers.
What are the big numbers telling you, Chew, for Hard Yakka?
The inside 50 stat, 15-4 Richmond's way. They're dominating the contested ball, though, the Tigers 26-15.
And they do it again. Clearance. Newman puts it on the left boot, works towards the outer boundary line. Good work by Tui on this occasion. Does he kill the ball? No. Doing well, Rewalt. Got it to Jakey King from 48 out. High driving ball. Works across the goal square. Henderson through with a fist out of bounds. We'll have it thrown in deep inside Richmond's forward 50. 2-4, 2-2. Tigers lead Momentum Energy scoreboard with 5 to go opening term.
Problem with the Blues is Richmond are setting up that wall across the centre of the ground. So when the Blues win it, they kick it out and there's only Richmond players. Hence it comes straight back in.
Cruiser wins the tap. Robinson goes charging after the football. He and Cochin, a fair sort of battle. Somehow comes out to Tuck, puts it onto his left foot, goes towards goals, but it's all picked up and mopped up by the Blues. Yaron goes long to the members' wing. Rance and Wait, they go shoulder to shoulder. Rance wins the battle, knocked it down, then had it handballed back in his direction. He handballs to Ivan Maric, does well, kicks it to Hawley, who's in the middle of the MCG. Short ball from Hawley, got a running Delidio, might give it back, no, gets held up. Now to the wing, wide ball, finds Floston. Newman's on if he chooses to go towards the boundary line, ignored. Floston just forward of the wing. Looks like he's going to go with a 40-metre ball. Put it to half forward. Revolt, big flyer. Couldn't take it. Off hands. It spills. First there. Jackson runs towards the boundary line. He's been a goal kicker this year. This one's not going to get the journey. It's going to be Vickery and Cruiser. And Cruiser wins the battle. Slaps it through for a behind. Let's go to Howie thanks to Kasha.
A sad sight in front of me home. Reece Conker in the red vest. He's just managed to get up the steps back onto the bench on crutches. Left hamstring in ice. He's done.
And that means Shane Tuck, if you're wondering, he's been activated as the sub. The Blues have got it at half back. Bell storms on the loose ball, picks it up and then drives it long. High ball in hope. Tigers getting back there first on the stretch. Deledio numbers for Hardyacker.
7 Hardyacker stats.
Stay with me, two-man. Cochin and Martin's numbers too, because those three got shut down after quarter time a few weeks ago.
Yeah, Martin 6, Cochin only the 3.
Grigg, the architect off half-back, releases Floston. Here comes Dusty. Give me the pill. Let me run. And run he does. Robinson's done a hammy. It's all happening. Runs to the bench. Tui storms off. Takes the mark. Mad Mitch needs to turn around. It won't matter. Now he comes off. Betts eventually on into the game. And Floston tracks back a bouncing ball.
Well, Betts puts the pressure on, takes him high. Free kick, Tigers at half-back.
That's 50. That's
Just
got to be
silly.
50 metres. Your free kick behind. And over the top of it.
It could be 100 metres.
Bring it back here.
They're high-fiving one another, the Blue Boys.
Oh no! There's a footy. Great kick. I didn't touch it. Okay. I jumped over it. It's okay,
Well, while all this madness is happening, it's a free kick to the Tigers.
50 metres. Okay. Come on.
Lucky it's not a 100-metre penalty.
Well, Floston got hit high by Betts, who had just come on the ground. The ball went forward. The Blues kept going. They end up kicking the goal. It's been 50 metres to Nick
I blew the whistle
Floston.
3 times.
And they had 2 more kicks after the umpire blew the whistle.
It should have been 100, as Wayne Carey and Jason Dunsel said. Regardless, Floston goes inside 50. It's Murphy, the skipper, takes the saving mark. He gives it to the former skipper in Judd. Nice to see him playing finals football. Now it's going to be a bit of a foot race. Rance, well, he didn't need to outrun Dygan in the end because Dygan lost his feet. Rance at halfback. Handball, Deledio squeezes through a couple of boos and kicks to Tuck. He gets taken high, but takes the mark at the same time. Right on the wing. Let's go down to Howie, thanks to Kasha. Robbo's out for the day.
It looks like it. Looked to be a hamstring issue. It was going at full speed, pulled up straight away, straight down the rims. Menzel's still got the vest on, but can't see Mitch back in action.
And Tigers have already lost one. Conquer off with a hamstring. Tuck involved, and Menzel may get his go very shortly. Blues up by 3. Huge crowd at the Triple MCG. And Edwards, how many marks for Hardyacker, Ash?
Aaron Edwards, 5 marks.
And McGuinness has got the job on Aaron Edwards after he took Tui to task early. Drills the ball to half forward. Richmond free kick. Advantage paid. Spearing ball. One out. Cochin had one arm held. No free kick. Now he's got 2 to beat and beats them both. Gives a handball off to Grimes. The defender dressed forward. Flicks a handball back to Jakey King. A flying bloody karate kick. Trying to take the ball on. And got taken to ground. Desperate times for the Blues, and we'll have it thrown up with 1:49 to play the opening quarter.
Gee, Trent Cochin unlucky not to get a free kick. He had an arm held as he was going for the footy.
Well, Mick Malthouse down on the boundaries has spoken to Menzel. He's about to play his first final as the Blues win it in the back pocket. Walker, boot to ball. It floats to half forward for the Tigers. Now it's a disputed ball after coming off hands. Simpson there, tackled by Newman, and the former skipper is going to have a kick at goal. 90 seconds to play in the first term. He'll kick it from right on 50.
Well, they are absolutely dominating everywhere at the moment, the Tigers, except on the scoreboard. The only thing they haven't done with all this possession is punish the Blues.
Well, Chris Newman, 4 years of captaincy behind him. He has been an honest, reliable, loyal servant of this football club. 233rd game. First final. And he's kicked a goal for the Tigers, or has he? It gets touched on the last line. So Walker, desperate for it, comes back inside Tui. Over the top, Walker, pressure from Cochin. Walker dropped the ball. No free kick. Cruiser, Warnock, they fight for it. Tuck on hands and knees. He gets hold of the football. Does it come out? It has. Wide ball. Edwards, brilliant to Jackson. Brilliant tackle by Gibbs. Terrific handball to Cochin. Cochin on the left foot. He has kicked the goal from the Tigers. The former skipper couldn't. The current skipper has. And it was a ripper.
That's a cracking goal. And it all came about from persistent defensive pressure from the Richmond forwards. They didn't allow Carlton to get the ball out. Mind you, Carlton should have killed it through for a behind when the long kick from Newman came in. It was punched back into play. Then they couldn't clear it. 4 or 5 defensive tackles kept the ball free. And then a one-step snap with the left around the corner from Cochin showed his class.
Cardiac stats inside 50s, 19-4 Richmond's way, 46 more disposals, and the tackles are virtually dead even for
What about
Cardiac.
inside forward 52?
Inside forward 50 tackles, 3-1 Richmond's way.
That got them the goal. Cochin, terrific goal advantage. Bryce Gibbs storms forward, scrubs it to half forward. Wait, couldn't control it. Alex Rance, an important defender. Jumper was held. Judd flicked the handball out into the path of Gibbs. Rance goes again. It's a hot pill. Jackson comes through and puts it on the boot, quickly out of bounds on the full. Howie, thanks to Kasha.
Robinson off the ground with a suspected hamstring. Menzel has not been activated as a sub yet, but Matty Cruiser just came off the ground in distress, also gone down to the rooms, dropping like flies.
12 seconds left in the first term. Kick comes in. Waits on the lead. Hits his hands over the boundary after the Rance punch. 7 seconds left in the first term. Richmond 23, Carlton 14. Vickery, Petard, Cochin for the Tigers. Warnock and Waite for the Blues. Only the Blues can score here. Off hands from Warnock. Here's a chance. Murphy from 51. High up and under. And you heard the
That's
song.
a point. That will be a point.
Smash through from one
Off the
behind.
defender, because he punched it through. No, it doesn't matter. Still going. Ball's still in play.
Heard the umpire. Quarter time. Elimination final. One side goes on to play Sydney at ANZ Stadium. One side goes home for the rest of the year. Tigers 23, Blues 15. It is a cracking afternoon at the G. For McDonald's, Triple M rocks finals football.
This quarter was brought.
It's a tight opening to this one. 3-5-23 the Tigers, Carlton 2-3-15. An 8-point lead to Richmond. Early going. There has been some damage done to both sides, Howie, thanks to Kasha, Reece Conker and Mitch Robinson.
Yeah, remarkable. Reece Conker, opening salvos of the match, grabbed his left hamstring. Was only going at about 70% pace when he did it. Subbed straight out. Shane Tuck came in. Then looked like a very similar incident with Mitch Robinson, who grabbed the back of his leg going at absolutely full pace. As only Mitch Robinson can, he spent 10 minutes in the room. She's just run out onto the ground. Thought he was done and dusted for sure. So Menzel remains in the green vest. Mitch Robinson's going to start the term, but Matty Cruiser went down the rooms late in that quarter. He has still not been sighted.
See, it's a strange one, isn't it, with Mitch Robinson? I wonder if something locked in his leg, perhaps, and maybe thought he was in a lot more trouble than he was. But we're seeing a pretty demonstrative Mick Malthouse at the quarter-time huddle on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen. He knows they're not playing well. They're probably lucky to be within 8 points of the Tigers at the moment, but they're still in the contest. If they can tweak a few things and get themselves going, right back in it.
Yeah, they just have to find a way, Jace. I know that Richmond are dominating the game, but when they do win it in their defensive half, just know where to go. They look up and there's just no option. So,
and conversely, at half back for Richmond, they're dominating and just sweeping the ball forward.
Well, that's because they've got the loose numbers there, and all of a sudden they start to use it. When you've got guys like Delidio down there that we know use it very, very well, that's just fraught with danger for the Blues.
So what did you see in the first term in regard to Blues issues? It looks like scoring is going to be a problem.
It is. It's a structural thing for mine. I mean, one, they've got to get their hands on the footy. They've got to start winning contested possessions because Richmond are dominating in those areas.
Second term is underway. It'll be recalled. Bad bounce.
Hey guys, take back.
With the Tigers up by 8 points.
So first thing first, Hammer, get in and get it.
Simple instruction. Big game of footy, lot at stake. Simplify the situation. Murphy did well. Got the tap from Warnock. Got it going back by hand and got it to half back. Half forward, that was Morris. Strong tackle on him by Waite. Chaplin intelligently slapped it into the path of Jackson. Hooley links up with a dash and bit of run and driving kick. But it's a poor one.
Watch the ball, Tyrone. Watch
Easy
the
mark
ball.
by Henderson.
So Henderson over the top to the outer side wing. Simpson short ball is touched, I think. Play on the call. Murphy just gets and goes. Fires it to Judd.
I've never seen anything like that. Tyrone Vickery running into the forward 50. Henderson had already marked it.
Judd to half forward. Waite couldn't take it. Spills. Here's a chance for the Blues. Dyken onto the left boot. Puts it to a hot spot. Jeffy Garland in the fluorescent wheels. 40 out. Directly in front.
This will be Garland's first kick of the match. Just the one hand pass in the first term. One of the players they need to get into the game, and it was more by luck than by design. It was just a quick kick forward. He was standing a couple of metres away from Stephen Morris and managed to get there first.
Who's kicked 41 for the year, is 42nd. would bring them back to within 2 points. He has not kicked it well.
You cannot afford to miss 35 out directly in front. And we know the woes that the Blues have had in front of goals over the last 2 weeks. If they continue today, they will just give themselves no chance.
Trailing by 7 points, the Blues. An early opportunity missed there by Garlett. Delidio to himself, drops it towards Vickery, pushed off the ball. And a mark is taken by Henderson. Left half forward flank, out of sight. Puts the ball up. Poor kick though. And easy pickings for Chaplin. And he'll square it to the broadcast side. Hawley has to wait. Eddie Betts did really well. Good contest, followed up with a strong tackle. Umpire arrives, will pay a decision in his way.
Right. Well, I want to know where the prior opportunity was to get rid of the ball
There was
then.
none.
I
Really
don't
good
understand
effort by-
the umpire. Sometimes they bring out a different interpretation of a rule on any given weekend.
I agree. There was no prior opportunity, but really good effort by Eddie Betts.
Brilliant,
It's a
wasn't
great example how to run back with the flight and not give away a free kick.
Yeah, just seeing a replay on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen.
He's got it locked in and he's trying to thump it out, Hurley.
So can he do what his mate Jeffy couldn't? It works back, laid and fades through beautifully. Turns to the adoring Blue supporters. Says, what about that? Goal to Betts. Goal to the Blues. Got a 1 point ball game. 3-4-22, 3-5-23. Richmond's way. Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard. Let's head boundary side thanks to Karsha Howie.
Matty Cruiser spent the whole quarter time break down with the doctor and the physio. He's back up on deck, coming back out onto the ground now, so keep an eye on him.
That is a goal against the run of play. They actually had mopped up Richmond. They were switching direction to run it out of defence. It wasn't a particularly good kick. It sat in the air a bit, but as Duck said, Eddie Betts ran with the flight of the ball and put in a fantastic performance. We're seeing a little bit of byplay between Jared Waite and Alex Rance off the ball. Plenty of niggle between those two.
Tigers by a point. 3 minutes gone, second term. Tigers win out of the middle. Along the ground, the kick goes in the revolt direction. Oh, here's a chance for the Tigers. Dustin Martin, slick handball to him at half forward. He goes to Vickery. Vickery marks in front of Henderson in the forward pocket. 25 out, enough angle to worry him. But he's kicking towards the faithful at the punt road end, and he needs just to kick a settler. Well, it was brilliant from Martin in the end. Vickery was on the lead. Henderson was right on his hammer. Outstretched arms. Vickery takes the mark. Can he complete the transaction for the Tigers? He considers all before him. Starts the walk. Tigers by a point before the kick. 23-22. Vickery, slow, measured goal. He's got two. 7 point lead to the Tigers. 29-22. It's all on the Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard. We played just on 4 minutes second term.
When he's deep like that, Vickery, he can look dangerous. He had the right, he read that correctly, led at the right time, made it easy for the kicker. Good solid hands. The two prior to that, where he took his eyes off the footy and ran back into the goal square and then played for a free kick outside the forward 50 before. I think I like him deeper, Jace. I like him down there. He seems to read it a little bit better when he's deep rather than up higher on that half-forward line.
Leading ball winners for the Tigers, 9 apiece to Flostone and Delidio. Murphy 10, Judd only the 4.
Tigers lead the Blues by 7 for McDonald's. Triple M Rocks football. Blues get it forward. Armfield kicks it around the corner. Drops it long inside forward 50. Rance taken high. And a vigorous tackle by White. And Alex with the pill. Maybe to slow it down. It's a big crowd. A record for an elimination final, as Stu said, and that was before the opening bounce. Bigovan will arrive. Good spoil, Warnock. Tucked the sub, has got early action. Bell got the kick away. Straight into the arms of Hawley. Chips the ball to Rewalt, and look at Vloston run through the corridor.
It was quick reaction from Hawley. It was brilliant, and he sets them alight. Flostone in the middle, finds his man in Pettard. He sweeps the ball wide with a kick. He's found the former skipper in Newman on the logo inside.
50 metres against Cade Simpson. High contact, stopped Nick Rewalt from running forward with a bump. I'm pretty sure, Jack Rewalt, I'm pretty sure he made the most of the contact. Made sure the umpire saw it. But it'll be a shot for goal for Chris Newman, who's had a couple of opportunities and missed already in the first term. Needs to nail one of these.
Well, Chris Newman will kick from just inside 50.
Oh, come on, umpire. Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen. He actually stopped.
Got sucked
and
in.
Rewalt ran into the back of it.
Sucked in.
So the Tigers have kicked 3 of the last 4. Newman walks in, jogs just inside the arc, long ball. Listen to that. He's kicked his first of the afternoon, and 8 or 9 Tigers run to him, get around him, and it was a big noise as it sailed through. Richmond 5-5-35, Carlton 3-4-22, 6.5 gone second term.
To give you the example of the contact we're talking about, Revolt's running in, and Cade Simpson saw him coming, so he just propped. He stopped, and Revolt actually ran into him. Cade Simpson's a shortish man, kept everything tucked in. Revolt dipped a little at the knees, ran into him, and flopped on the ground, and it's a 50-metre penalty. I think the umpire's got to be better than that. He would have had to jump out of the way to avoid contact, Cade Simpson.
13-point lead, game high for the Tigers, 2 for Hardyacker.
Certainly is.
The McDonald's Triple M Rocks football. Newman's got his first. Bell got the kick away despite some pressure from Marriage. Bouncing ball, Yaron. Pushed off the ball by Morris. More desperate was Morris. He'll go again. Marriage gets involved. So does Tuck. It's a willing contest. Ball is kicked flyingly into half forward for the Blues, but Grimes stood tall. Got it to Grigg, drops it up towards Edwards in front of McGuinness and takes the mark or gets a free kick. Smack bang on the northern wing. Tigers lead by 13 points, 7.5 gone second term.
50 metres. 50 metres for holding.
Holding off the ball.
Well, the umpires are looking for everything. So immediately you've got to be careful about any sort of contact you make at the moment because the umpires have gone red hot.
Hey, Chieftain, just to your point about Jack Rewalt before, is there not a rule where you can be reported for staging?
Well, they were supposed to give warnings for flopping and things like that, but that's disappeared. And I think it was a good rule when they brought it in, but they never applied it. I don't think anyone ever got warned, did they?
Nope.
Kane Corn's got a week,
one.
I think.
No, he got a warning.
And so did Angus Monfries get a warning as well?
Perhaps.
Early?
Well, Aaron Edwards, he's played 4 finals before arriving at the Tigers. He's kicked 6 goals in those 4 games in finals from 40 metres. He's kicked another. The Tigers have kicked 3 in a row in this second term. Vickery, Newman, Edwards. And suddenly they're out to 19 points. 6-5-41, Carlton 3-4-22. 8.5 gone second term on the Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
Well, it was only a matter of time before the Tigers really kicked away, dominated in every facet of the game. Finally now starting to put some real scoreboard pressure on the Blues. And you get the feeling that if the Blues don't kick the next one, if it goes to the Tigers, then could be just about all over.
19-point lead to the Tigers. 2-man Hardyacker numbers for Heath Scotland.
Yeah, only 1 disposal swatter. He's averaging 22 this year.
Now we're seeing the replay again. Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Simpson's bump or lack thereof on Rewalt. Tigers have kicked the last 3 for McDonald's. Triple M Rocks football. Big crowd in here at the MCG and they work it free again. Delidio. Fuller run and dash. Drops it along towards Newman. One out with Simpson. Newman engaged. Went back. Hunted the ball. Martin drifting forward. Spearing ball over the head of Murphy. Runs into tuck. Pick up. Feed. Marriage free kick. Tigers way. Right in front of the Richmond faithful. Ellis has played on, dropped the goal, but Tuck, the sub, will come back and have a shot. 15 out directly in front.
Just having a look at the Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Yeah, just a little bit sloppy by Garlett. Fell over the top of Tuck. And as Jace said before, they are picking up everything at the moment, the umpires.
He's on his way out. It's his last year of footy in front of his adoring supporters. Shane Tuck steps up and lands his own blow on the chin of the Blues. 4 unanswered Tigers goals. And they have blown this one open. 25-point lead to the Tigers. 7-5-47, 3-4-22, 14 and a quarter minutes of play the opening half.
Well, they just can't get their hands on it, the Blues. Richmond, 12 hard ball gets hit through the middle of the ground to Carlton's 1. So that is just, well, that's just unforgivable. That's just the Tigers wanting this game a lot more than what the Blues do.
And the Blues also going at 46% by foot in this quarter. Overall tracking at 52, which is 13 below the average.
So the Tigers have kicked 6 of the last 7 and 4 in a row. And here they go again out of the middle. The goal scorer, Tuck. Long ball to half forward. Pettard knocks it to ground. Who's there first? Couple of Blues. Curnow sweeps a handball. Tigers on the end of it. Pettard gives it to Ellis. Little one to Reebok. Ducks back inside. Now the other way. Left boot. High up and under ball. It's going to land about 25 out. Edwards flies. Edwards marks. 20 out. Not a heap of angle. The Tigers right now are white hot.
Well, they just haven't had the right matchup on Aaron Edwards at all today. He's very good in the air. We saw him take Zach Tui apart early. Andrew McInnes comes into the side. He's that mid-sized defender, but he's got his hands full as well because Aaron Edwards' confidence is sky high. And if he starts converting, they've got a real headache on their hands here.
Woods towards the punt road end. The crowd will tell you all you need to know. And it is silent.
He's had an opportunity to really impose himself on this match.
That was unforgivable. And I called Edwards before he marked it. The reason why all the Carlton players are looking around at who was going to go. Edwards was the only one that had his eyes for the footy.
48-22. Tigers' way have kicked the last 4, and as Hammer said, 6 of the last 7. Tigers have forced the turnover. Tuck is really lifting his rating. Goes hard. They follow him, but the Blues try to work it free. Delidio taken down the strong tackle off half forward outer side. Tuck arrives late again. Big tackle on Simpson. And we'll have it thrown up. Right half forward. Southern side. Punt road end. 22-48. Richmond's way. Howie thanks to Cusher.
Matty Cruiser is out there, Schwatter, but he's clearly labouring after going off at quarter time. It could be a calf issue, but he's not covering the ground that well.
Nowhere to go here.
Walker has it, runs through the middle of the MCG. As you heard Wayne Carey say, there were no options, so he went wide. Henderson ends up with it. He'd run from half back, kicks it inside, but in the end, Waite, he just gets rid of Rance and he marks it half forward, 40 out, 5 in from the boundary, right forward pocket.
Well, they got the mark inside 50, but they had Tom Bell in the corridor all on his own. 35 out directly in front. Just couldn't spot him.
The Blues have 3 goals. Waite has one of those. They trail right now by 26 points. Jared Waite measures up. Ambles in. He'll kick from about 48. You hear the noise of the Tigers. Waite has struck it beautifully. That's his second. Absolutely perfect execution. A 20-point lead to the Tigers. 12 to play before half-time. 48-28.
Well, just really good hard running from Jared Waite because, as I said, they just had no one to go to. They had to give the ball out wide. They had to hang on to it. And in the end, as you said, Jace, there was someone free in the middle of the ground, but they had confidence in Waite to go to Waite one-on-one with Rance. And he just, Rance felt for the body a little bit. Waite just read the ball a little bit better.
2 goals to Waite, 2 goals to the Blues in this term. 4 for the Tigers, 20-point lead to Richmond. Just under 12 to go the opening half. Massive crowd. Triple MCG for McDonald's Triple M Rocks football. Underway again. Marriage. Warnock. Cochin taken high. Gives a handball off to Marriage. It'll come back. Big Ivan not happy with Mad Mitch. And just drop it. Numbers for Cochin.
5 disposals, 1 major, hard yakka.
Leading possession winners, Ash.
Delidio and Fostone 10 apiece, Murphy 11.
Martin 1 out with Garlett. Good ball. Garlett overcommitted. Martin will go back. They peel off. They open up and Dusty goes bang! Every time the Blues get a goal, Richmond in quick succession reply with a counter punch. Martin kicks the Tigers' 5th goal of the quarter. His first for the game. And Richmond get it back out to a handy margin. 8-6-54, 4-4-28. And we have 11.5 to play of this second quarter. Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard, 26-point lead to the Tigers.
When they look back at it, I reckon Mick Molehouse will say, OK, once the ball hit the deck and Martin picked it up, was anyone going to run towards him? Two Carlton players both ran away thinking, who's he going to handball it to? He turns around and strolls in, sets himself and kicks a pretty easy goal. Both Judd and Garlett ran away to cover the supporting player.
Well, there's some serious noise coming from the punt road end. 8-6-4-4, 26-point lead to the Tigers. Gibbs tackled in the middle. Judd gets on the end of it. Ellis crashes into the ground. He got the kick away. It trickles to about 60 from the Blues goal. Tigers, they've got the numbers, but a couple lose their feet. In the end, Jackson to Newman. Now to Ellis. Runs into Simpson. Gets away from Simpson. Handballs to Tuck. Judd tackles. Spills to ground. Armfield is there. Hot football. Tui picked it up, lost it. Quick kick forward, Jamison, not 15, play on. Ellis tackles him to the ground. It is intense stuff right now. Howie thanks to Kasha.
Matty Cruiser has been with the doctors again. They're actually putting a wedge in his right boot home, so I reckon it's an Achilles issue. You watch him when he gets out there struggling to move.
Warnock, great tack to Gibbs, works it into the middle of the G. Who gets there first? Morris, desperate for it. So too Dygan, big collision. The players fight for the football on the logo on the members' side of the ground. It's hard to win. I think Scotland is underneath it all.
Howie, I think Chris Newman just limped off in front of you as well. What's going on with him, mate?
All happening, Chief. He's just got a corky. He's running it out. Doc says he'll be fine.
This is a bruising game right here. And the Tigers have come to play. Blues with plenty to think about. 54-28 Richmond's way. Blues get it to half forward. Bouncing ball. Waite. Rance slapped it forward. Bell comes through. Got it to Dygan, flicked it to Curnow, slapped it on the boot. One-on-one contest. Hawley with Garlett. Hawley did well. Morris got in. Comes to Garlett. Waite comes through. Keeps it alive. Garlett's got Betts. Back of the pack unguarded. Cochin arrives. Tuck goes to ground. 15 out from Carlton's goal. City in. They keep it alive. Bell is absorbed in a good tackle. Mad Mitch stepped through one. Got it to Murphy. Kick around the corner. Top of the goal square. Tigers have numbers. They spoil each other. Waite arrives. Ellis involved. Hawley's there. Ball up.
Thank you.
Heat's been turned up in the last 60 seconds, 90 seconds. And the players gather around the football. 10 out from the Blues goal. Morris, quick kick, ends up with Armfield. Can he get a goal for the Blues? Handballs to Tui, smothered, ricochets. Jamison at 45, gets through a couple of Tigers. Hands balls to Bell. Bell tackled. Handballs 20 metres, ends up with the Aaron, slaps it back. Robinson fires it, goal. Blues have answered again. Robinson looked gone for the afternoon. And he's kicked the goal. So Waite, then Dustin Martin, now Robinson back to 20 points again. Richmond 54, Blues 34, 9.5 to play before the long break.
Well, what was great about that goal, it was scrappy. They just kept getting the ball back in there. There was no real system. It was quick kicks. It was just pressure football. But where they've been slaughtered all day is contested footy and the 50-50 balls. Well, they won a few on that occasion and they end up scrapping a goal. So, well done the Blues, but what's more important, Man, is that they win this ball out of the middle because they have been absolutely slaughtered in terms of contested possessions.
And you're right, Duncan, they've only had 11 entries inside 50, the Blues, for 9 scoring shots. Hard yakka.
Kick to the last 3. Robinson kicked a cracker. 20-point lead to the Tigers. Blues coming. Robinson involved. He goes with Cochin. Good contest. Both desperate and they go again. Cochin threw it out the back door. Scotland has really been sighted. Under pressure, feeds a handball to Curnow. Edwards got him and buried him. Not before the handball was away. Blues sharing it around, starting to get a bit of the pill. Walker drops it long. Vlosten with courage. Jeez, he's a really experienced kid and he's only played a handful of games. Takes a great mark, Northern wing.
So in just his 18th game, he plays his first final. Kicks towards half forward. Pedard Walker, help from McInnes. Ricochets off hands, ends up with Judd. Onto the left hand he goes to Scotland at halfback. Takes a little off the kick, finds Simpson at halfback. They're working now, the Blues. Betts on the outer side. Ran a long way. Gets it, got a paddock in front of him. Takes a bounce. Thinks about a second. Now long ball to half forward. Jeffy Garlett on the end of it. Just gets there on the half volley. Slaps it forward. What can they do? No one there. Rants for the Tigers. Mops up. Kicks it out of bounds on the full. So 20 points, the Tigers lead. And the ball is out of bounds on the full on the outer side. Ball comes in from Simpson to Scotland. He's on the outer side logo.
I reckon they had the game on their terms, Richmond, and Carlton have found a way to answer. All of a sudden the Tigers are feeling the pressure a little.
Blues trailing by 20. High ball inside 50. Cruiser, Warnock there. Jakey King runs away. Chips the ball to Pedard. Now they link up. Hawley. Push up involved again. Wants a bit of the piece through the middle of the ground. Chipping ball to Rewalt. Vickery one out with Henderson. Rewalt will move it on quickly. That's 50. McInnes, talk us through it, Chief.
Well, they call it the protected area around the man with the ball that's going to kick it. He's behind the mark. Now, McInnes didn't put the arms up, but he ran past close to the side of Rewalt. And as Rewalt started to go to kick the ball, he was just too close to him. And you hear the umpire say there, protected area.
Inside the protected area.
Hard yakka stats. Richmond's 4th 50-metre penalty of the game for the Blues at 0.
Yeah, it hurts. Rewalt had it inside the square. He's a kick and a half from home. And now he's well within range. Punt rode in. adoring Richmond fans, baying for more Blues blood. 20-point lead. It's now back out to a 26-point margin. Rewalt kicks Richmond's 6th goal of the quarter, his first for the afternoon. Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard. When it comes to DIY and home improvement, you'll find everything you need to get the job done at your local Bunnings Warehouse, all at the lowest prices, guaranteed.
Duck, it's fascinating to see what Damien Hardwick and the Richmond hierarchy have done with Jack Rewalt. We've seen him as a go-to full forward, capable of kicking a big bag. He's playing that link man. He's actually coming up in between the 50-metre arcs, and he is a reasonably clever player when he does get the ball.
He is, and what that also does, Jason, is it takes Carlton's best defender out of his comfort zone.
There have been 450s, of 3 of them resulted in goals.
Spot on for Hard Yakka Haim.
It'll be making Mick go even greyer. Blues win the clearance, ends up with Judd at half forward, waits the ball over the top. Well, Jackson gets back. Curnow looked like he had the best of it, and the ball spills over 55 around from the Blues goal.
Well done, Daniel Jackson. He was 1 against 3. If he doesn't get that out of bounds, they turn around and they look for a target inside 50, the Blues.
Tigers by 26 points, 7.5 to play before half-time. Newman kicked the goal in this term at half-back, gives it to Leo, takes on a couple of Blues, almost gets caught, gets the handball away to Newman. He just pushed it towards Grimes. He's deep in defence. He runs it over the boundary line, and the umpire will toss it back in 20 around from the Blues goal. 9-6-60 the Tigers, 5-4 34 the Blues. A 26-point lead, 22 gone second term.
7 to go, opening half, big house. Triple MCG, Gibbs got a handball off the Tui, flying shot on goal. It bounces out of bounds and will have it thrown in deep inside the Blues forward 50.
How many's Gibbs had, Two-Man? Haven't sided him too much.
9 disposals, but only 2 in this quarter for Hard Yakka.
Every player in the front half of the ground puts it back in. Marich tries to fist it, can't get good purchase. Cotchin, desperate, tried to slap the ball on the boot. Goes again, Rance in support. Robertson wraps up Cotchin, running battle. And umpire Overland will throw it up. 20 out from the Blues goal.
They have to do this, the Blues, because they're applying some pressure inside their forward 50. They're not getting it in there often enough to kick a big score, so they have to apply this sort of pressure while it's in there.
Just having a look at the Chemist Warehouse replay screen. The Chemist Warehouse half-price vitamin sale is on this weekend. Cameras just panning around the MCG. It is full everywhere. There is not a spare seat. The ball gets thrown back in. The Tigers work it about 40 metres from where it was thrown in. They're about 60 metres from the Blues goal. And there is a pack of players around the ball. You've heard the whistle. It'll be a throw-up. 65 from the Blues goal at centre-half forward proper. 60 to 34, 26-point margin to the Tigers. Cruiser tries to kick it clear. Couldn't put it onto his boot. Now they're desperate for the football, both sides. Gibbs handballs wide, finds Grigg for the Tigers. He gets a handball to Pettard and now to Jackson. At half-back they work it through. Now they're on the wing outer side. Shane Edwards, little under Cotchin. Short kick to Rewalt, just forward of the wing. He brings it inboard. The kick's got to be good. It is to Tuck. Quickly by hand to the Bull Martin. Now to Hooley from 60. Long ball. A chance for Grigg. He in Scotland fought a 0-0 draw. And it skips through over the top of both of them for 1 behind. 61 plays 34. Margin is 27 points. 9-7 plays 5-4. Tigers lead it.
5.5 to go opening half. Murphy goes short. Blues under plenty of pressure. McGuinness has had his hands full. He'll head towards the southern wing with a high ball. Hangs in the air. Chaplin in front. Couldn't take the mark. Comes to ground. Murphy was held. Cotchin desperate. Goes again. And Cruiser with the strong tackle. And we'll have it thrown up. Jeanette.
Hardyaker stats. Richmond 50 more uncontested possessions in the midfield.
50. Huge differential through the middle of the ground. Free kick the Blues at half-back. Hear the cheers from the Carlton faithful. So Cruiser bullets the long ball to the wing. Off hands. Ends up with Rance. Mops up. Kicks it around the corner. Cut off by Gibbs. Short ball. And turned to Tommy Bell. Handball to Curnow. He runs to about 70. Kicks an ugly sort of a ball in the end for Betts, but he's got a bit of a gap on his opponents. He works inside, hard up against the boundary line, measures things up, kept the cool head, found Dygan. He takes the diving mark, 35 out. Angle should not be a problem.
I reckon Troy Chaplin wouldn't be feeling real good about himself at the moment. He dropped the sitter over on the outer wing, or just defensive side of the wing. The kick from Cruiser, I think it was, uncontested. Got under it a little, maybe thought there was a bit of contact coming from behind, dropped the sitter. Now all of a sudden the Blues have a chance to respond with a goal.
Well, Daigan, just his 4th game this year. That's his first goal. 27 points becomes 21. Tigers 61, Blues 40. It is 9-7 to 6-4. Still 4 minutes before the long break in this elimination final. For one, it is Sydney on Saturday night at ANZ Stadium. For the other, it is the end of the season.
Well, if they can pinch another goal before half-time, the Blues, they're still right in this game, and there's a lot more upside for them than I think Richmond. Richmond, as Two-Man said, 50 more uncontested possessions. How many more contested possessions have they had, Two-Man?
Contested possessions are up by 11 overall, and in the midfield up by 13.
I mean, so it is it's a massive amount of ball that the Blues have had.
4 goals to 6 in this quarter. And Bell will pursue a bouncing ball. Can he get away from a lunging tackle? He can. Vlosten almost got him. Bouncing ball 40 out from goal. Rance attacked it. Great tackle by Waite. Should have been holding the ball. No whistle. Umpire Overlander involved again. Daigan, the goal scorer, slapped it on the boot. Heads towards the forward pocket. Jackson desperate. More desperate was Waite. It lift up another notch. Whistle on play. And a Richmond free kick. Tell you what, 3 games prior have been reasonably well adjudicated, but men in green today have had a fairly big influence.
Just heard the umpire say then he tried to kick it.
I didn't think that was good enough.
No, neither did I.
For the Tigers,
I guess unless he adjudicates he had no prior opportunity and then made a legitimate effort to get rid of it, but it seemed to be a really good tackle, and sometimes you'd like to see good tacklers get rewarded.
Don't like to give the umpires too much of a spray these days, Chase. Did when I played, not when I sit up here, but I'll tell you what, Richmond have got 20 players out there at the minute.
Jason, 11-5 Richmond's way.
while all the chatter has been going on, the Tigers have worked it around between themselves. 5 kicks.
They're just trying to slow it down, Hammond, because they're feeling the pinch at the moment.
Rance has it, pretty much fullback. Kicks to the outer side, and it's about 90 out now from the Blues goal, and the umpire's going to throw it in after it came off hand. So 61 plays 40. Tigers lead it by 21 points. 2.5 to play before half-time. Umpire throws it back in. Free kick going away to the Blues. Advantage call. Judd runs to 60. He's found Eddie Betts. Takes a sliding mark. 35 out. 5 in from the boundary. He'll take a good kick, but it will bring the Blues back to 15 points in the shadows of half-time.
No one on the side of the mark here. It's taken a long time for Greg to get back here and find where he's allowed to stand, because Eddie Betts, you would suggest, is going to just open up the angle a little bit.
And big kick in the context of this game. He kicks this, they go in with a little bit of momentum at half-time. And as I said before, a lot of upside.
You heard Chu say Tigers have dominated possession, but the Blues, they have the opportunity, but they squander it. It's a 20-point margin after the ball sailed across the face. 61 to 41, 1:55 to play in the first half.
Delidio to himself, heads to the outer side, half back. Jamison the spoil. Edwards hasn't seen a lot of it. Titch. Ball goes out of bounds and we'll have it thrown in.
Last 5 minutes has nearly been played exclusively in Carlton's forward half. They've had 7 of the last 9 inside 50s. And the Tigers would love just to keep a bit of clean possession at the moment, hit a few targets, slow things down.
They lead by 20, but they could do with a steadying goal. 1:42 to go. Grigg taken down. Strong tackle, edge of the square. Throw up.
.90 seconds before half-time. Tigers by 20 points.
All right, Richmond!
Free kick for the Tigers at half-back. The ball will go to Vickery.
High contact against Warnock, clearly there.
So Vickery, short ball, finds Newman. Both have kicked a goal in this second term. They find themselves at half-back in the dying seconds of this term. Newman to Ellis. Back he goes to Newman at half-back still. He sweeps it wider still and finds Grigg.
Just playing a bit of possession footy, the Tigers.
Over the top again, Grigg, 20-metre ball to Newman. Just chipping it around, and now Newman down the line finds Jackson, who's had a terrific season. He is looking like the best and fairest, given all he has done this year. So Jackson now, hard up against the boundary, defensive side of the wing, kicks the 50-metre ball. Going to be Revolt, Jamison and Henderson off hands. It spills to Tuck, couldn't take it cleanly. In the end, Garlett did a good job of it. Long handball underground to Murphy. He ends up with it and gives it to Curnow. Did a pretty good job. Got through one Tiger, not the second. Got the handball away. Bell took a long time, got caught. Grigg tackles him. Bell took too long. Tigers, advantage called. Play on we go. Tuck from 70. Cotchin on the lead like a full forward from yesteryear. And he's marked at 35 out, 45-degree angle. 13 seconds left in this first half. The kick will be close enough to after the siren. The margin before the kick is 20 points.
Yeah, perfect way for the Tigers to end the half. Cotchin's been well held by Curnow in the first half. Just the 7 possessions for Trent Cotchin, but gets a chance here to really give him some breathing space.
He's had a rugged year. In front of goal has Cotchin. 4 goals more behinds, but when it is needed, Trent Cotchin delivers for the Tigers. After the siren, and he has put them further in front. 10-7, 67, 6-5, 41. It's 26 points to the Tigers. Wayne Carey, Jason Dunstall in just a moment. We'll have a look at the first half, and they will have a look at what lies ahead. 93,000 and change. Big crowd, big day, big bounty. Tigers by 26 at half-time. For McDonald's, Triple M, Rocks Finals Football.
This quarter is brought to you by Harvey Norman, your big capacity washer and dryer specialists, where you'll find all the trusted brands in laundry.
Third quarter not far away in front of a massive record-breaking elimination final crowd. Richmond lead the Blues 10-7, 67, 6-5, 41. We're about to see the Blues and the Tigers run out, but Chieftain, Bear Grylls has nothing on what we've just heard in the halftime break. For those who'd like to know how he's heading to PNG later this year for a surfing trip. You asked if there's any sharks up there. He goes, no, but I saw an alligator sort of drift by me at one stage. Crocodile. And then the greatest player of all time said what?
I'd rather wrestle a croc than a shark. And then when we spoke about the death roll, he said, yeah, you just hold your breath, you take the roll, and then you fight your way out of it. It is an extraordinary off-air conversation.
Let's get back to the footy.
Absolutely.
What a... well, let's be honest. I'd rather come face-to-face with a crocodile. They're not that bad.
What do the Blues do in the second half here, Duck?
What do they do? Well... They have to win the contested footy, and they have to win the ball through the midfield. That's where they're really getting slaughtered in both of those areas. So for me, Jace, it gets back to the very basics, and that is get in and get it. Because at the moment they're just not doing that, not getting their hands on it enough. Hence, not getting it inside forward 50, which they need to do. They need to give Eddie Betts and those guys more opportunities. Need to give Waite more of an opportunity. Right now, Richmond, as we said, just dominating. So for mine, it's fairly simple. Get in and get the footy.
Yeah, the worry from a Carlton perspective, I guess, is aside from Jared Waite, they don't look to have any potential marking options in their attacking 50. It's unfortunate for them. They look like there's a few players that are very sore, carrying injuries. Matty Cruz is having no impact. I'm not sure what they're going to get out of him. We saw Mitch Robinson come off, so he's not quite at his best either. Chris Judd's got a little bit of the footy, but he hasn't been his usual dynamic self. You just wonder whether they've got the...
But right now, they're not getting it in there,
their body to get the job done.
They're not getting it in there, though, Jace.
Well, they had a good period the last half of that second term. They should have done better.
Scrappy types of, I guess, inside forward 50s. It wasn't a case of any fluency coming in there where there's a little bit of space. Because, let's be honest, Henderson, what's Henderson had to, man? Because he's playing down back.
Yeah, to me, that's a waste.
Yeah, it's a waste. You could send him up forward, but they have to start winning the ball in the middle of the ground so they can get it to the likes of those guys up forward.
Yeah, Hardyak Henderson, 3 disposals and a couple of marks.
Yeah, need to make a move there. Get him into the game. He's too good a player.
So McLean and Casbolt were late omissions. In came Dygan and McGuinness. Conker went off with a hamstring very early. Tuck got injected. Cruiser, Robinson and Dygan at various stages for the Blues have had their own injury concerns, but they continue to take part in a game. A big 60 minutes of footy coming up. 26-point lead to the Tigers at the main break. Winner of today's game takes on Sydney next week at ANZ Stadium Saturday night. And, of course, the Cats will take on Port Adelaide next Friday night to kick off two big semi-final performances next week. Tigers to win, Chief?
Oh, look, I was confident with them before the game, and I'll still stick with them, but they haven't had everything on their own terms. They need to sharpen up a little bit of their disposal and make sure that when they do go forward, they hit their targets and then convert, and that's one thing they haven't done.
Duck?
Yeah, I'll stick with the Tigers as well, Swatter, but if the Blues can come out and really be steeled for the start of this game, get that first centre clearance and pinch the first one, all of a sudden the Tigers might look a little bit shaky.
Interesting, it's Cade Simpson doing all the talking in the Carlton huddle. Mark Murphy relatively quiet. Cade Simpson allowed to do all the talking. He is one of their on-field leaders. He was one of the captaincy options in the off-season, and he's a terrific player, so maybe he had some words of inspiration for them.
I reckon Duck was on the money in the opening half too. There's a lot of upside for the Blues. The likes of, give me some stats here, Chief.
But are they capable of it?
Well, that's the big question, Chief, but they need to be right now because their team needs a lift. Scotland?
Yeah, Scotland only 4 disposals.
What about Eddie Betts?
Yeah, Eddie Betts has been very quiet with 6 possessions, kicked 1 goal, and Cade Simpson averaging 22, only 6 touches.
Yarran?
Garlett and Yarran have done nothing.
Yeah, 5 disposals between them, haven't kicked a goal.
And the other one I'd love to see them get involved off half-back is Heath Scotland, who's been very quiet as well.
Yeah, only 4 touches for Hardiaka.
All right, they go towards their positions to resume hostilities. Third quarter is about to get underway, and the winner is 60 minutes away from booking a spot against the Swans in Sydney next week. What a story for Richmond. The Blues, well, it could end here unless they find something special over the next 60 minutes. They start 26 points in arrears. Richmond 10-6-67 to the Blues 6-5-41.
So the last half of the season for one of these two sides. The other, endless possibilities. 10-7-67 the Tigers, the Blues 6-5-41. 26-point margin to the Tigers. Umpire bounces in the middle. Marich, Warnock. They work it down to Martin. Martin has his kick smothered. Ricochets back inside. Jackson picks it up. Quick kick inside. Ugly sort of a ball. Bounces away from Tui. Does a good job. Goes and gets hold of it. Vickery gets hold of him. 40 out from the Tigers' goal. There will be a throw up. So the ball up at the city end of the MCG. Vickery does the ruck work against Warnock. Jackson goes crashing through, couldn't quite control it. Now the players jump on top of the ball. Pettard, one of them, knocks it forward. Martin gets a kick away, just snaffled 5 metres away by Scotland. He handballs to Simpson. He in turn to Henderson, who kicks to Judd. Nice movement from the Blues. For the moment they diffuse the danger, and it's out on the members' side of the MCG as the second half gets underway. Judd, long ball, Cruiser, fists the ball and it spills over where the interchange gates are. Grimes got a hand in there, and the 26-point lead is enjoyed by the Tigers, but for how long? Can they extend, or can the Blues narrow the margin? Marich, Warnock again. This time Marich knocks it down and Gibbs is the beneficiary. Quick kick, ugly bounce. Deledio, Waite, they go at the ball. Waite does a better job of it. Grabs hold of the ball, gets tackled. Handball's back inside. Robinson is there. Deledio puts the pressure on. Scotland, Newman, they all fumble the football and they're happy to see it over the boundary line. 15 metres to the good of the Blues at the start of this third term. 26-point lead to the Tigers. The umpire sets himself and heaves the ball back into play.
Marich, Warnock brought it to the front of the pack. Scotland with a slick handball. Murphy runs into a wall, including Rewalt. Ellis somehow feeds it to Bigovan. Rides a couple, lays it off to Deledio. Chipping handball, got it to Pettard, and he just squares the kick to Vickery. Got it to Ellis, they run. Edwards dices his way through, goes to Vickery, promising build-up, and big Tyrone drops it long, goes to the top of the square, bouncing ball. Oh, this man will be lucky to get home safely tonight. Twitter is in the meltdown. Blues supporters are absolutely ropeable. And it's Andrew Nichols on this occasion.
So it's Aaron Edwards.
Matthew Nichols, I should say.
It's Aaron Edwards who gets the free kick, and it was for a hold of the arm or the wrist by Andrew Walker, his third opponent today.
Was it there, Chief?
It was there briefly.
All right.
Seen plenty of those let go, Schwatter.
Edwards lining up for goal number 2. First of the second half. It's in the book. And Richmond have a game-high 33-point margin. And maybe just starting to lock the possibility of something next week confronting them. 3 gone. Third quarter, Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard. The Tigers 11-7, 73. The Blues 6-5, 41.
So Hardyaker stats, that's now 5 out of the 11 goals for Richmond have come from either a free or a 50-metre penalty.
Enough to annoy you if you're a Carlton fan. 32-point lead, 73-41, 11-7 to 6-5, 17 to play in the third term. So it's early going in this second half, but right now the Tigers have got the Blues on the ropes. Certainly haven't knocked them out. Plenty of football left. Marich in the middle. Curnow. Cochin. No one can take it cleanly. Judd on all fours. Floston on his back. Free kick. Murphy, I think, the beneficiary here in the middle. And the Blues fans give a bit of a jeer and a cheer. Scotland hasn't had a heap of it. He goes to half forward. Dygan just got ridden into a little. No free kick. Judd gets his hands on the football. Bell receives from Judd. Kicks it inside 50. Wade is there. He's been good in front of goal today. What can he do? Gets hold of the football. 2 Tigers grab hold of him. Ellis and Grimes. Cruiser does the roving onto the left boot. Puts it around the corner. It doesn't get there. Morris makes a certainty of it and punches it through for 1 behind. 73 plays 42. 31 points the margin. Early going. Third term. It's all on the Harvey Norman scoreboard. Harvey Norman, Australia's #1 choice for appliances, big or small.
So Delidio to himself heads towards Marich and Edwards. Edwards couldn't take the mark. Bell does the roving. Marich did well to strip the ball, and Edwards feeds the handball into the path of Pettard, but Simpson got there. Laid a handball off to Warnock. That was smothered. Cochin stands in the tackle. Marich fired a handball to Jackson. Bullets the ball down low. At the toes of Edwards. He'll be happy to take it out of bounds, and will have it thrown in right in front of the 2 benches. 73-42. Richmond's way have kicked the opening goal in this third term up the boot of Edwards. And we've played 5 third quarter.
So Malthouse coaching his 4th side in a finals campaign. It's a VFL AFL record. Damien Hardwick knows a lot about finals. 1 premierships. Now he has got an opportunity to push forward with this Tigers outfit. Judd handballs back inside. He's about 50 from home. Ricochets off hands, comes back to him. He goes again to Armfield. Now to Waite. Waite's about 40 from home. Hard up against the boundary line. Cochin desperate. Gets the kick away. It comes to half back for the Tigers. Vickery is there. Gets hold of the football. Cruiser gets hold of Vickery. Big tackle. Somehow it spills. A chance is at Revolt, who's trying to work his way through. He's underneath about 3 Blues. And he's caught holding the ball. The pressure was immense. And the Blues.
Through with your head down.
Ran through with your head down is what he said.
That
Again,
illegal?
I reckon what the umpires consider a legitimate attempt and what the players think is vastly different when you're being held by 2 or 3 players.
Blues to the top of the square through Judd. Comes off hands. To ground it goes. King, Tui, Chaplin. They all fight for the football. Tuck in as well. It's going to be a ball up, 20 out from the Blues goal. King towards the punt road end, trailing by 31 points with 15 to play in the third term.
Who's ruck?
Congested forward 50 for the Blues. Can they get a spark? Robinson wheels around on the left. Sprays it across the face of his goal square. Vloston will pick it up, keep it in. Bang it on the boot. Yaron, the gather. Can he give a bit of magic? No, chipping ball over the top, goes towards Bell, but comes through Vloston, attacked it, got it to Martin. Edwards, good tackle by Bell. Martin arrives late, goes back, fetches the ball. The sidestep, outstanding. The release, even better. The run, fantastic.
Ellis to Hooley, bounce, 1, 2, through the middle of the MCG. Now the long ball inside 50. 2 Blues, a Tiger. Scotland help from Walker, slaps it in his direction. Now the Blues, the counter-attack. A bounce now 2 from Walker. A kick to the outer side. Beautiful to Dygan. He's got Gibbs on just inside. Ignored for the moment. Now it goes to Gibbs. The kick wasn't good at all.
How
It's
bad?
out of bounds on the outer side after a bounce.
How bad was the option by Hooley going forward when you've got that much time He should have thought his way through it better. He really kicked to the advantage of the Carlton defenders, and then the Blues wasted their opportunity coming out.
Two Tigers knock it down, ends up in Blues' hands. It was a terrible tap. The Blues on the outer side through Murphy. Two bounces from the skipper. Long ball. Now a chance for Waite. Flies, crashes. Free kick, is it? Waite, free kick, 20 out, directly in front.
Clever, well, it was a very good kick coming inside forward 50 by Gibbs. It was Gibbs, wasn't it, coming in?
Murphy. It was a legitimate attempt by Cochin to spoil. He had his eyes on the footy all the way.
Took the body out, Jace, with not making any contact with the footy. I think the free kick was there.
Well, Waite. Can he kick his third? He's kicked the ball beautifully all afternoon. He has kicked his third. The Blues have got their seventh. 11-7-73 the Tigers. Carlton 7-6-48. 8 minutes gone, third term. Blues are within reach.
Well, just hanging in there, the Blues, and both sides just making some fundamental skill errors and also decision-making errors also. So, at time though, Murphy got it right, got it in there quickly with a long kick.
It was a better. Murphy's kick was to the advantage of his forwards.
Yeah.
Gourley's kick was to the disadvantage of his forwards. That's the difference.
Waite gets his third. Blues trail by 25. Big crowd. Good bounce for McDonald's. Triple M rocks football. Judd certainly lifting his chieftain, taking it upon himself to get them going. Grimes a spoil. Dygan feeding handball. Jeffy Garland, 2 in a row. Hello, the Blues. Maybe just starting to wake up. Garlett's got his first back-to-back goals to the Blues. And it's back to a 19-point deficit. 8-6-55. 54, I should say. Richmond 11-7-73. Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard. Chris Judd numbers for Hard Yakarash. 6 disposals in this quarter.
It makes a massive difference when you can win the ball out of the middle of the ground. And that's something the Blues haven't been able to do. What is that centre clearances numbers, Truman?
Yeah, centre clearances are 12-7 Carlton's way, but overall clearances in this third quarter, Blues dominating now 7-2.
And that has been the difference. If they can just pinch this next game, all of a sudden Richmond just start to get a little bit shaky.
19 points the margin. Was out over 5 goals moments ago. Blues again through Judd go forward. This time it's a diving mark from Edwards who's playing at half-back.
Just threw in behind. They've got an extra 7 defenders at the moment, the Tigers, just to settle things down.
Edwards wide to Revolt at half-back.
But the key to having 7 defenders is you've still got to find a way to attack. You can't just expect to defend for a quarter and a half. You've got to find a way to use the ball going forward and still be a scoring threat.
But I like this from Richmond, Jace, because all of a sudden Carlton had the momentum. And what they've been able to, as you said, they put Edwards back there. They're just going to slow the game up for a minute or two. And then, I agree, they can't do this for too long, but just build a bit of momentum again and start getting your hands on the footy.
Long ball down the line from Grimes to a pack. About 15 metres to the attacking side of the wing for the Tigers, and the ball gets punched out over the boundary line on the outer side of the MCG. 11 gone, third term. It is the Tigers by 19 points. 12 and a half to play before three-quarter time. The Blues, they get hold of the football first on the outer side. Ball crashed along the wing. McInnes, clever slap to Garlett. He tries to handball over the top. No one there for the Blues. Slapped back to the wing by the Tigers. Disputed ball. Cochin gets his hands onto it. Couple of Blues wrestle it away. Gibbs ends up with it. Does well. Tumbles it to Chris Judd. He goes inside. Dygan. Well done. Went back with the flight. Had Deledio to beat. He's not a forward by trade, but he took a clever mark. Now it's all about the kick. He'll have to kick it from 45 from about a 45-degree angle. He has won this for 2 and this for just a 13-point lead to the Tigers.
And all of a sudden, Carlton winning those 50-50 balls.
Dygan charges in, fast approach. He kicks it long. He kicks it straight through the middle. The Blues are coming. 3 in a row. Waite, Garlett, Dygan. And it's 13 points at the G. 73 to 60. 11 and change to play in the third. It's all on the Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Boy, Chris Judd, what a player. What a player. Quiet first half. And all of a sudden, 8 disposals, 4 inside 50s in this quarter. He has been incredible.
Well, you said they needed to win the contested footy, and he's leading the way, the former skipper. And now all of a sudden, there's headaches for the Tigers. 23 to 12, the contested possessions in this third term. And Carlton will be thinking back to last week. They were out of it in the first half. They found a way to stay in touch, and then they stormed over the top of Port. They'll back themselves to do it again.
Absolutely, Chief. They're down by 13. Judd hovering again. Marich applies the tackle on Curnow. Wraps him up and will have a throw up. The win against Port, they trailed by 39 points midway through the third quarter. And then in round 21, they trailed the Tigers, the Blues, by 30 points at quarter time and stormed all over the top. Cochin trying to lift. Bangs the ball inside 50. Henderson mops up. Scotland finding a bit of rare room. Nice gather on a bouncing ball. Thought about a handball to Robinson. Will head down the line. Waite will leap over the top. Big fly. Almost took the mark. Ball goes out of bounds. And will have it thrown in. It goes up another notch than it expected. Week 1 of the finals continues to deliver.
I reckon what they need now, the Tigers, is Jack Riewoldt to go deep forward. They don't have a reliable target to kick to. They look a little impotent when they go forward at the moment, Richmond.
Heard the umpire. Ball bobbles around it. Sort of half-forward territory for the Blues. Petard for the Tigers. Sweeps the handball. Didn't look. Found Simpson for the Blues. He kicks. It's smothered. Ricochets to Ivan Marich. Handballs to Cochin. Kicks down the line. Ends up with Tui and Edwards fighting a middle draw, and the ball spills over. Outer side. Let's set it up. 11 to play third term. 13-point margin. Tigers 73. Blues 60. Was 32 points at the start of this third term. 3 in a row to the Blues, and they have got a sniff.
Gibbs, good tackle on him by Martin. Throw up. Southern wing. Chris Judd just joining us. Has got the Blues going, Chew, for Hardyacker in this quarter.
8 disposals, 4 inside 50s, Hardyacker.
And the Blue Baggers have kicked the last 3. Martin went low.
Low contact
on Mitch Robinson. Gives a handball off to Simpson. He'll run and drive it towards Judd. He leads Grimes. Gathers, drops the ball, Grimes closes, Judd kept his feet, Yaron's there, Grimes didn't give up the chase, Yaron came back, went at him, Judd continues, what a performance by the aging superstar, got it off to Walker, drills the ball to McGuinness, he's got men inboard, wheels around, gives a handball off to Bell, will go from the edge of the square, long arcing ball, Eddie Betts, Waite, is that outside the field of play? No. Clutch mark from Jared Waite. He'll centre the ball. Got a man drifting forward. Great kick. Gibbs dropped the mark. Scotland play on advantage. 4 in a row. Blues are coming. 7-point ball game. Tigers starting to get a little bit shaky. 10-6, 66. Richmond 11-7, 73. Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard. 10 to go third term.
Well, it's just been a complete form reversal. Richmond dominated in every facet in the first half. Now they are on the back foot. Carlton coming with just good, hard, contested footy, winning the clearances, getting it inside 50 with a bit of space, getting it in there with a bit of conviction. And Jared Waite, well, very good kick to centre the ball to Gibbs. And Heath Scotland took the advantage.
31 to 16 now, the contested ball in favour of Carlton. Inside 50s, 9 to 4.
Massive momentum shift.
Howie, thanks to Kasha.
Incredible atmosphere down here, Hamish, like Anzac Day. Judd has gone to the bench for a rest as the Blues go forward.
Simpson to Armfield on the outer side. Long ball, Eddie Betts. Morris. Eddie Betts. Has he taken the mark? He's got the free kick. Forward pocket. Listen to this stadium.
Stay out, please, Chris. Here's the mark. Stephen. The mark's here. Dylan.
Eddie Betts lines up. Instead of the banana, he's going to run around on the left. Now he runs, now he kicks. And he goes! Eddie Betts has 2. Blues have 5 in a row. The margin was 32. It is now 1 point. 73 points to 72. Tigers are clinging on. The Blues are charging, and there are 95,000 at the G who are in a state of delirium.
They are going off in the crowd.
Almost deja vu. I mean, the Tigers absolutely blew them away when they met a number of weeks ago, and they dominated the first term. This time they dominated the first half, but the Blues are coming. And the Tigers cannot buy a clearance at the moment, cannot buy a stoppage win.
5 unanswered Blue goals. Cochin, the skipper, puts it on the boot, hacks it to half forward. Tui off in pursuit. Duck will come, gather, tackle. Is that deliberate? No.
Well, when you're running flat stick forward and you get tackled from behind, you've got to expect the hand pass to spill out forward. So you'd be stiff if the umpire was to pay deliberate out of bounds there.
Capacity crowd, edge of their seats, 1 point ball game. Carlton have peeled off the last 5. Comes to Deledio, handball to Hawley, loop to handball to Tuck, back to Deledio. Slices his way through, then puts a wobbly ball inside 50. Newman, Scotland, good tackle. Edwards came through, picked it off. Jake King fires a handball back to Jackson. Impossible angle. Goes across the face of goal. Rewalt. Is that out of bounds on the full? It is.
Oh,
Not getting the rub of the green here at the moment. The Tides.
They're saying it flicked the point post.
So the Blues, they trailed by 32 after the Edwards goal at the start of this term. Waite, Garlett, Dygan, Scotland, Betts. 5 in a row. The margin is a point. 8.5 to play in the third term. Lights are on at the MCG. Sydney await the winner. Blues at half-back. Bruce Simpson take the mark. Simpson kicks down the line. Betts, he waits. Jackson, brilliant. Went back with a flight. Looked at the right time. Got a fist onto it. Sent it over where the interchange gates are. And Jackson's hurt himself. He is proppy. He hops over the boundary line, Howie, thanks to Kasha.
Yeah, landed on his knee as he came down. He was only 2 metres from the bench. He's hobbled off. He's telling the doctors he's okay. Might have almost corked himself home. Stand by.
8 to go, third quarter, and it's been the Blues quarter, the penultimate quarter. Newman, the former captain, just pumped the handball. Jake King Martin storms through, runs to half forward. Cochin, handball back to Martin, needs to straighten up, does, almost flips over, gives it back to Cochin, stands one way, goes the other, and spots up Ellis. Big kick coming up. He points to the goals. I'm heading that way. We lead by a point.
Geez, that was really clever by 2 of their gun midfielders, wasn't it? Koch and Martin. Neither of them panicked. They just had the composure to just look, weigh up their options and used one another and then used the ball very well.
Howie, thanks to Kasha.
Outside of the right ankle for Daniel Jackson, who's already used their sub with Conker going out earlier, so he'll have to come back on.
Boy, do they need this from Brandon Ellis. Boy, do they need a steadying goal. And boy, do they get it from Ellis. Richmond put one back on the Blues' chin after they peeled off 5 goals. It's back out to a 7-point ball game, 12-7, 79. Carlton 11-6, 72. 7 and 13 seconds to go, third quarter. What a game of footy.
Yeah, on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen, it looks a little bit of extra taping for the ankle and foot of Daniel Jackson down on the Tigers bench. But that was just a settling kick that they had to kick. They couldn't afford to miss. They needed just to buy themselves a bit of time, get themselves back in control, go back and now set themselves for another stoppage win.
It was a good interchange, wasn't it? Jackson off, Martin came on and then set that goal up.
You talk about the brilliant work of Martin and Koch and Ellis. Just 20 years of age, first final, kicks the settler, 7 points the lead. Tigers 79, Blues 72. The Blues had kicked the previous 5. Now the Blues get hold of it in the middle. Armfield, Robinson. Quick kick forward. It's going to end up about 60 out. Grimes will take the mark for the Tigers at halfback. Strong mark from the young Tiger. He's struggled to get his body right in recent times and he turned it over.
Oh, he's got Garlett.
Kicks to Waite. He marks at 60. He kicks to Garlett. It'll bounce. Now it's a race. It is Pettard and it is Garlett. And Garlett was going to beat Pettard for pace, but the boundary line beat Garlett.
Yeah, not a great kick by Waite, was it?
Nor Grimes. He had a couple of options, Grimes, but he was too slow to hit them. And by the time you think about it, they get snapped up.
Ruckman jostle 40 out, knock it down to Murphy, sweeps handball inside to Robinson, he's at the 50, handballs to Jamison, handballs back to Scotland to Murphy, he's 60 from home, now it's a chance, Betts, Morris, going back with a flight, Fostone. Terrific stuff from the Tigers, ends up with Ranch, kicks to half back outer side, Grigg ends up with it, short ball, got the leading player in Edwards, McInnes, good job. Fumble from Edwards. That was all it took for McInnes to get a fist onto it, send it into the fencing on the outer side. It is a 7-point lead to the Tigers. 6 to play. Third term. 12-7 plays 11-6. Tigers did lead by 32. Blues got it back to a point. Ellis kicked the goal. It's now 7.
Robertson from the stoppage puts it on the boot, gets it to half forward. Dygan tried to squeeze a handball, comes to Wade. Dygan getting involved again, chipping ball. Murphy pushing forward, working hard, needs a kind bounce. Can't keep it in, will have it thrown in. 40 around from Carlton's goal, punt road in. 79-72. They started the third quarter 26 points behind the Tigers, and they banged on 5 unanswered goals purely off the back of this man's hard work. Judd tries to find a target. Stepping through traffic was Cochin. Puts it into the path of Morris. Takes the mark. He'll need to hold it up. Ellis will work hard. Can go short to Cochin at defensive 50 and does. No one comes to him. Skipper takes off. Looks up. Has a bounce. Has to wait and watch. Puts the ball into the path. Well, not really into the path. Put it into the path of Henderson. Bell and Henderson collide. Henderson gets tackled. Got a handball away to Robertson. He'll try to step through a couple. Northern wing. Unrelenting football. Tucks free. Out the back door. Can run to 52. Flying wild shot at goal. Is through for a behind.
What's going through his head? He's got Brandon Ellis running with him, and he kicks off 2 steps from outside 50. He's got a paddock in front of him. That's your panic kick. That's not realising the situation and letting the pressure get to you.
Tigers by 8 points. Blues bring it in. Beautiful ball ends up with Jamison. Handballing to Curnow. Curnow continues just to cruise in game 50. On the boundary line, it's a poor kick in the end. Out of bounds on the full. Tigers have a little bit of pressure released. The Blues have been pressing. 4.5 to play third term. Tigers' 32-point lead was narrowed to 1. It's now 8. It has been some sort of an afternoon at the G on a weekend where we have become used to expecting bizarre things. Deledio lost it in the flight. Wait, lost his feet. Deledio picked it up, grabbed hold of it, runs away from Bell. 1 bounce, 2, 3. Now a handball to Hooley. He goes searching for Vickery and finds Vickery. 45 out, 15-16 in from the boundary. Right half forward, the city end of the G.
Lesson for Tom Bell. It's one thing to get beaten at a contest. It's another to overcommit and let the player get goal side of you. And as soon as Deledio was able to break through, he had clear paddock in front of him.
So Vickery, he's got 2. He's searching for 3. Richmond fans around the G sit quietly and sit hopeful. There have been some anxious moments this year. There has been some anxious moments this final. It's a shocking kick. Marich tries to mark, can't. Through for 1 behind only. 81 plays 72. The margin is 9 points. 3.5 to play third term. 2 he goes short.
Walker.
It's a funny thing, pressure. A lot of players not striking the ball off the boot the way they normally would.
Risky kick by Walker. Jackson committed. Henderson did well. Tapped it into the path of Simpson. He can run and carry and chipped it to Eddie Betts. Had to wait, go back and get the ball. He's got time to chip it down the line to Yarra and takes it on 50. He's got Waite long, 1 out with Rance. Richmond will get numbers back.
Too slow.
Way too slow. Duck would suggest he wants to do it himself. Called to play on. Goes wider. Poor angle, got it to Murphy. Centres the ball. Kick needs to be good. Dygan's got it. What are his numbers, two-man, in this term? He's been big.
He has swat on the hard yakka stat sheet. Nick Dygan has picked up 4 disposals and kicked 1 major, 3 marks.
Well, we've never seen this bloke play forward before, Jace. He's bobbed up today, kicked 2 already, lining up for his third, which is unbelievable, the fact that we haven't seen him play forward too often, but both goals he has struck very well.
Well, he was a late inclusion for Brock McLean. We thought he'd be a big loss, but this kid could fill the hole with 3 big career-defining sausages, just maybe for Nick Dygan. He's got 3, and the Blues won't go away. 12-6-78, 12-9-81. Tigers lead, 2 and a bit to go. Third term, got a cracking game of footy here at the Triple MCG.
Oh, it's great play by the Blues, but when the Tigers go through the tape, Shane Edwards will be a little bit embarrassed with that. He was the spare back filling the hole, and he wasn't alert. He didn't work hard enough. He was a metre or 2 off cutting it off, but he just didn't put himself in the right spot. Maybe a little bit tired, maybe just not thinking straight. Needed to be there.
Well, Nick Dygan in his career before today had 6 goals from 41 outings. He's been a defender, and today he's become a valuable forward. But late in, it is a funny game, this finals football. 3 points the margin. Tigers lead it. Blues free kick in the middle of the ground. Gibbs, he goes searching. Yaron's the man he's looking for. Grimes, a nervous man as Yaron gets hold of it. Handball's over the top to Curnow. The Blues might be in front in a moment. Curnow kicks, long ball, out of bounds on the full. It was hurried and rushed and ugly. 2 minutes before three-quarter time. It is the Tigers still by 3 points.
Just another panic kick where there wasn't real pressure.
Agent Chaos wants push-ups numbers. Two-man when you're ready. Rance will go long, hugs the line. Marich keeps it in. Judd, what a quarter. Just reminding us how good he is. Gave it off to Bell. Puts it long. Getting back Chapman. Easy pickings.
Not good enough, the
1:42 to
Blues.
go. And a chipping ball can find Floston, broadcast side, half-back flank.
They had to have someone go up there and at least make a contest.
Floston, down the line he goes. He finds Hooley. Rance continues to run. Hooley goes laterally, finds Ellis at half-back. Just forward of the 5 and the 0. To the end, which the Blues are attacking. Ellis back to Hooley. It had to be a perfect kick, and it was. Found Rance. He was kissing the boundary line, had to go over the head of Armfield, and it found Rance's hand. So he takes his time. Tigers by 3 points. 70 seconds before three-quarter time. Long ball, couple flying, strong mark. Tuck at half forward. Front of the pack was Tuck. He contemplates a few options, decides to go short, and short he does. He finds Shane Edwards. 40 out, 5 in from the boundary, right half forward, City into the G, members side.
Just with Jay King, Swatter, only 9 possessions and scoreless, only 4 since quarter time.
6 goals to 2 in this, the third term. He's 6 straight from set shots this year, Edwards. It is a tough kick. It'll take his best. He'll kick it from 45. It's coming back, but not enough. One behind only. 82, plays 78. 20 seconds before three-quarter time. It is the Tigers by 4 points. 12-10, plays 12-6 on the Harvey Norman scoreboard.
I'll just have to hang on to it here, the Blues, and go in at three-quarter time. 4 points down.
20 seconds to go. Bell got the kick from Tui. Half back out of side and will hoik it long down the line. Curnow with Cochin, bouncing ball. Cochin overruns it. It's okay, Rance. What a game he's playing, Big Al. Got a high tackle, gave it to Cochin with 4 seconds to go. Can they get a mark? Vickery's got it. Siren to sound.
Going to kick a big torpedo
55
here.
out. And it's probably one of the worst torpedoes you've ever seen. It's Chieftain. Bouncing ball. Final scores for three quarters. Go and get yourself something. Settle the nerves. And come back, sit down and buckle up. We've got a great fourth quarter of footy coming. The winner will take on Sydney next week at ANZ Stadium. It's on a knife's edge. Carlton trailing the Tigers by 3 points. Richmond 12-10-82. The Blues 12-6-78. 4 point lead.
Three-quarter time. Richmond 12-10-82. Carlton 12-6-78. The Tigers, they're out to a 32-point lead. 5 goals in a row to the Blues. Then 1 to Ellis, 1 to Daigan. At the final change, perhaps, unless there is a draw, it is the Tigers, Howie, by just 4 points, thanks to Karsha.
Hey, how good. Mick Malthouse delivered a stern three-quarter time address. The old salt and pepper hair shaking around on top of his head. Menzel is speaking to him as we speak. Menzel hasn't had a run yet. He's the sub. And at Richmond, Mark Williams has been sitting in front of me for the entire match. He might expire before the whole thing's going home. This is going to be an absolute build-up.
Well, in 50 finals before today, Mick had never coached against Richmond. He does today, Duck. Who wins it in the last 30 minutes?
Well, very interesting. Murphy and Cruz are both on the bench, and for Richmond, you've got Delidio, Cochin, Martin, all in the middle. It's unusual to have Murphy on the bench at the start of the last quarter. But for mine, I tell you what, Carlton have got the momentum. I had a feeling there might be a little bit of an upset here, boys.
We're about to find out a lot about these two mobs. Richmond, Carlton, 1 to go. Sydney, watch, wait. Next week, the winner takes on the Swans for McDonald's. Triple M rocks football. 4 point lead to the Tigers. Cochin will get an early kick. Hacked it out of midair. Scrubbing ball towards half forward. Curnow. Jackson off after him in pursuit. Curnow Taken high, yes. Did it well, Ed. He knew that Jackson was coming, turned his body into Jackson, head was already down, and Jackson got him high. Curnow, left half back flank. Long ball, Robinson, a big leap, and the run from Yaron gives him a bit of room. Delidio, lunging tackle, got him, brought him to ground. Enough pressure allows Morris to come through. Drop the potato. Gala jumps onto a ball, and for the almost 3-point lead.
Well, we had bets too, Swatter.
Yep, and Jeffy would be getting an earful from Eddie. 79-82. So much still to play out over the next 30 minutes. It's Richmond holding, but just.
Hooley, little kick to himself, dashes to the outer side, long ball. Ivan Maric and Warnock. They fight for the ball, it spills over. So for the Tigers and the Blues, the year started against each other here at the home of footy, and for one of these two juggernauts, it will end this afternoon. Their season will quietly die. The Swans await the winner. Umpire throws it back in. Ivan Maric dishes the handball out. Did a good job of it. Jackson, he and Armfield fight a battle. It spills forward to Tuck. Tuck to Pettard. Little kick. It's not going to go to 15, or is it? It is. And Jackson gets on the end of it. He ran a long way. He was involved initially. He charged forward. And Jackson on the wing, proper outer side, goes searching and finding Reebok. 15, 20 metre ball. So still on the wing outer side. He in turn goes looking, and he's found Pettard. Again, 20 metre ball. Just to the advantage of the Tigers on the wing outer side. Still hard up against the boundary line. Pettard now. Long ball. Who's in the right spot? Cochin is. Front spot. Let Ed Curnow to the ball. And he's marked. 40 out. He'll kick from 48 or so. He'll walk over the 5 and the 0 right half forward. And he's kicking to the punt road end. He goes short, and he's found his man, Aaron Edwards. And he's a similar distance, but a safer kick at goal. He's got a couple. However, on a couple of occasions this afternoon, he's let the Tigers down. 3 points to lead. 82-79. 12-10 to 12-7. Opening minutes, final term. Edwards gets close to the man on the mark. Kicks. It doesn't quite have the travel. Vickery in the goal square. It goes. The Blues get desperate. King gets hold of it. And 4 Blues get hold of King. They take him to ground 2 metres from the goal line. Umpire will throw it up thanks to Kasha Howie.
McInnes subbed out of the game. Menzel comes in as Robinson punches it through from behind.
What is he doing?
All right, Duck, talk us through what we've just seen on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen.
Well, it was a ball up a metre out, and obviously Robinson didn't know what the rules were. He jumped up as the third man up, Swatter, and bashed it straight through from behind.
Big Ivan nails the opening goal of the 4th term. Storms back to the middle of the ground to get ready to go again. And that's a handy goal for the Tigers to start the quarter. 13-10-88. Carlton 12-7, 79. Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
Well, that's just a player, Swatter, not understanding the rules. Now, we know if you're under pressure there, you're allowed to take it through. But from a ball up or a boundary throw-in, you're not allowed to knock it through. That's considered not under any pressure. So that was just, not thinking, Robinson. And he jumped clean over the top of everyone and punched it straight through the middle of the goals.
It was an extraordinary moment and a big stage to commit the crime. 9 points now, 88-79. Plenty of time, 17 minutes left. Blues again win it out of the middle. Quick kick from Gibbs. Yaron, not quite. Grimes overran it into the back. Murphy by Greg. Murphy will get the free kick at half forward. Again where the numbers lie quietly on the MCG. Murphy to Gibbs. Well over the top. Betts the target. Morris with him. Betts wins the battle. He marks. 40 out. Directly in front. And Eddie Betts, how's he going to handle the moment?
Well, that was a really, really clever mark because he led, and I thought, this ball's just gone too high if he'd attacked it and tried to meet it at its highest point. But he just judged the flight a little bit better than what Morris did and was able to go back and take a very good mark. 9 points to the margin before the kick. 5 gone, final term. Cutthroat final. Betts runs in, kicks the goal. He's got 3.
The margin is 3. 13-10 plays 13-7. 5 gone. Final term. And it's all on the Foxtel scoreboard.
Two of the leaders, Murphy, Gibbs, both in that play, and it was a crucial ball to win. Murphy getting the free kick. But this has turned into a ripping game, and these centre clearances become ultra important right now. You want to win the ball out of the middle and get it inside your forward 50.
We got an official crowd yet, Chu?
No, not as yet, Swatter.
But we have eclipsed the previous best or biggest elimination final crowd.
Yeah, just under 94,000 we're hearing.
And we nudged that before the opening bounce. 3-point ball game. It is on until the bitter end for McDonald's Triple M Rocks football. Marriage stripped it, got it to Cochin, end-to-end stuff, got it to Vickery, takes the mark. 55, wheels around, will chip the ball up. Not a really good kick. A poor kick from Vickery, marked by Robinson. And the rebound. Heads out wide, Simpson. Judd will drift by, left half back flank. Simpson fires the handball into the path of Walker. Has to go back and pick up a bouncing ball just inside the boundary line. Goes to Waite. Rance goes to ground. Waite plays on. Gets around Rance and then punches it towards Henderson. No, it was Bell. Loose ball back of the pack. Eddie Betts. Eddie! Oh no! Goal line. Hooley. Last line of defence. 3-point lead to the Tigers. Blues are storming.
Matter of inches, that's what it.
Yeah.
Right on the goal line, that mark was taken by Hooley.
Well, this game has been built up all weeks, and right now the players are playing their role. It is great theatre. Hooley to the outer side it goes. Waite knocks it down. Simpson picks it up, kicks it around the corner. It's going to land at half forward, and Bell marks on the 50 in front of Flostone. What can Tommy Bell do? He hasn't played a heap of football this year for the Blues. This his 8th game. This his first final. This to put the Blues in front.
And confident about the distance too, because there's nothing worse. If you can't make the distance from here, you get back, you put it to the top of the square. You don't want it to be just punched through for a behind.
They haven't led the Blues since 17 minutes into the first quarter, and they won't lead after the kick. It's going to sneak
out
on the full. Remains 88-85. 14 minutes to play. 14 minutes left, perhaps, for one of these two sides, unless it's a tie. And we go again, 5 minutes each way.
Delidio, Aaron Edwards the fly. Blues have numbers, comes to Judd. He'll chip the ball up, goes to the fat side. Henderson getting back. Grimes arrived, brought it to ground. Dygan, what a game, he's got 3. Lays a handball off to Tui. Centering kick, top of the square. Robinson!
Well, he owes him, Robinson. He owes him for that silly kick in the goal square just a few minutes ago. And since then, well, he took a mark inside defensive 50 a minute ago, Swatter.
Yep.
Now he's pushed forward and taken a very good contested mark. 20 out. On a slight angle.
Well, the coach hated him 2 minutes ago.
He'll love him if he kicks this.
Absolutely love him. Mitch Robinson on the runway. Sticks Kernahan, Adrian Gleeson. Nervous men, superstars of the club for the first time since the 17-minute mark of the open term. The Blues have their noses back in front. Robinson kicks the goal. 14-7-91. 13-10-88. Blues have got the lead. Foxtel scoreboard, 13:22 to go. And Benny Gale and the president, Gary March, now have a few nervous moments in front of them.
Well, that'd be the, how long since Carlton have been in front, two-man?
Yeah, 17-minute mark of the first quarter for Hardiaka.
Oh.
Just the contested ball since half-time, 55-32 Carlton's way.
Yeah, well, they needed to turn that around, and that's exactly what they've done.
5th lead change of the afternoon.
Cochin going loose in defence now for the Tigers.
Everything to play for. Marich, Warnock, knocked down. Grigg couldn't take it cleanly. Desperate stuff in the end from Edwards in the middle. He couldn't get hold of it. Menzel, the sub. He's in the middle. Gibbs underneath Newman.
Do you like that move, Doug, with Cochin going as loose man, or would you prefer him to have him around the ball?
Well, you've got Walker loose for Carlton, and you've got Cochin trying to go loose for Richmond, but now Cochin's up around the footy.
Hard ball to win in the middle. Menzel sat on by Floston.
So right now, all that Richmond have got is the extra number, Swatter.
Yep.
So now it's Tui that's the free for Carlton.
A 32-point lead to the Tigers, now a 3-point lead to the Blues. Still 13 minutes to play. Tigers win it out of the middle. Crash kick forward, tough for Aaron Edwards. Chased after the football, couldn't control it. Ricocheted to Armfield. Handball to Walker. From half back to half forward with the kick. Curnow taken high by Cochin. He's 70 out from goals, Curnow, right half forward. So the Tigers start to flood back. Murphy runs behind Curnow, gets the handball, kicks inside. Menzel has it slapped away by Newman. Ball spills over 50 around from the Blues goal.
We've got all the running here, Carlton. It looks like they are running this game out a little bit better. They've got the numbers around the ball, running into space.
12:23 to go. Swans are waiting next week, ANZ Stadium. Bell swooped on a ball. Tight shot. And he chips it through from behind. 4-point margin, 92-88. Carlton's way. They've kicked the last 2 goals of the game, coming off a 6-goal-2 third quarter when they trailed by 26 points at half-time.
The Tigers, they found it hard to beat the Blues in recent times. They won by 5 points in round 1. It is the Blues by 4 points with 12 to play in the final game of the season for one of these two sides.
Well, they need a lift from the likes of Martin, Vlauston, Rewalt, King and Grigg, all been quiet since half-time, Swatter.
Yep. Boundary umpire, 80 around from the Blues goal, throws it in, Tuck, finds a way to get hold of the football, gives it to Cochin. Cochin on the left foot, goes searching for Rewalt. Through his hands it spills, Walker picks it up, goes over the boundary line. It's now about 85 out from the Tigers goal, members side of the MCG. Tigers, they attack the punt road end, the Blues the city. 92-88. Right now the Blues. Noses in front. Tigers, quick kick forward by Martin.
Stimson attacked it, did well, lost a handle on it. Jackson, chipping ball, goes inside 50. Walker will get back. Vickery gets him with a great tackle. Spills free. Edwards, can he break the tackle? Advantage paid. It's going to be holding the ball. No. Comes to Jamison. They dodged the bullet, the Blues, in a big way. Murphy tracked a bouncing ball. Heads towards the outer half-back flank. Yaron, looping handball. Dygan, what a game. Got it to Simpson. Works the southern wing. Has a bounce. Shepherd from Cruiser. Got it to half forward. Now pumps it inside 50. Wait. Had it. Lost it. Followed up with a big tackle on Morris. Morris, I should say. Desperate times.
He's going to pay it.
We'll have a throw up. 20 out from the Blues goal.
They've paid those all day, Swatter.
They lead by 4, Carlton, and Richmond are desperately hanging on.
The umpire feeling the pressure as well.
Warnock knocks it down, Tuck. Receives, gives it back to Marich. Couldn't quite get hold of it. Wait, good, got the ball. Fired it back inside. Judd. Oh, he's such a good player. He is a beautiful player. He swooped on the football, ran inside to 30. And when the Blues really need a goal, Chris Judd delivers. 10 points the margin, 10:40 to play. This has still got plenty of football left in it.
Oh, well, Chris Judd from half-time has just been unbelievable. Waite, clever, good tackle by Waite, good forward pressure, and Chris Judd just only a few weeks ago having a knee operation, written off for the year, to play a second half like he has. I mean, that's why he'll go down as one of the greats.
Judd, 14 since half-time. Waite, 5 tackles inside the forward 50.
10-point lead to the Blue Baggers. Warnock bangs it inside 50. Rance has got to be clean. He was good, got it to Grimes. He'll have to run away from Yaron. Hot handball. Morris is taken down by Garlett. They've got a sniff of a big win here, the Blues. Rance was good, got it to Hawley. Vickery will have to commit. Walker committed himself. And they are on top of the ground, running harder, faster and stronger here, the Blues. Richmond trail by 10 and desperately need a goal.
This is just unbelievable stuff at the G. There is a chance for the Tigers, but they've got to get the next one. Umpire throws it in. Tigers win it. Flostone to Jackson. Quick kick forward. Marich and Henderson. Spills over the back. Beautiful bounce for Ivan Marich. What can he do? Kicks it around the corner. Ivan Marich. He's kicked it around the corner and he's kicked it through. It was a Rovers goal, but it was a ruckman who kicked it. There are still more chapters to be written in this one. 98-94. The Blues lead it. The Tigers will not lie down. 10 to play, final term.
That was as good a goal as you'll see from a ruckman. That is just unbelievable. Read it beautifully, took him on and kicked the goal around the corner. That is an absolute beauty.
Tell you what, Duck, we are 3 weeks shy of a grand final. The atmosphere is the equivalent of a grand final. Let's head down. There is amongst the thousands, thanks to Kasha. Howie.
Like a wall of sound here, Swatter. Occasionally you go to a sporting event and blokes that don't know each other just start hugging. It's one of those days.
Yeah, it's a feel-good story. And the Tigers will mount another thrust forward. Cochin, Martin, got rid of Tui but went to ground. Gets back on it, dives on it. Tui kept his feet. Didn't give up the contest. Got it to Robinson. It's going to go down to the wire. High ball to the wing. Dygan and Morris committed. They both collide. Ball spills free. Pettard ridden into the ground. It goes up another notch if that's possible. Southern wing. Storms in. Crowd rises. We've got a 4-point ball game. 9.5 to go.
What a contest. Morris and Dygan on the wing. Both players. Eyes on the footy. Oh, toughest game in the world.
Tim Rogers has been right. This is greatness.
Wanna go?
And the kick goes forward and it spills over again. It's 85 out from the Blues goal. It is a 2-point lead to the Blues. 9 to play, final term. Players exhausted. Robinson knocked down in his direction. Quick get forward. Waite stands alone and it ends up in his chest. And he's 40 out. And he's been kicking beautifully all day and he needs to kick another one for the Blues.
Robinson again from the clearance. Quick kick. Waite doesn't look good. He almost was going to give a little handball off there.
Well, the noise is extraordinary. Waite lines things up towards the city end. Left half forward. Blues by 4 points. Blues by 10 points.
Talk about pressure. Jared Waite looked a bit proppy, went back and kicked that goal. He has been unbelievable, Waite. What's his possessions, two-man?
Yeah, on the hard yakka stat sheet, 11 disposals, 6 marks, 4 goals straight, but he's also laid 5 tackles inside the forward 50.
Been a very good performance by Jared Waite.
Howie, thanks to Kasha.
Waite's coming off for a spell. Judd is off at the moment. 94,690 punters in the house.
10 goals to 4 after half-time, Carlton. They trailed by 26. They lead by 10. Possibly the Blues may be heading to take on the Swans next week. Saturday night, ANZ Stadium. We're underway again. We'll have a throw-up. Just repeat that crowd again, please, Two-Man.
Yeah, 94,690, a record elimination final crowd.
It is at everything. It's been an unbelievable opening week of finals. Blues and the Tigers locked in a titanic struggle.
Still plenty of time, Swatter.
Yep, 8:18 to go. 10-point lead to the Blues. And it's just a rolling mass of players inside the square. Umpire will pay a free. And it goes against Dennis. And it will go to Delidio. Camped inside the square. Just forward to the centre line. He will drop it long. High ball. Rewalt, they'll come it in. And Henderson gracefully floats up. Third man up, takes a relieving mark.
Now the counter-attack. Henderson to Gibbs at half-back. Takes the bounce. A second. Now takes some time. Stops, pauses and brings it inside. The kick was good. It found Scotland. The old stager to half forward, goes searching for Warnock. Chaplin up to the task, knocks it down. Delidio, Rance, back to Delidio, back to Rance, still under pressure. Rance gets out of trouble. Now a chance for the Tigers. Out of side they go. Handball, Flostone, now to Grigg. Long ball, Vickery the target. Henderson's got to do the defensive work. Does do the defensive work. Jackson mops it up, picks, kicks, into the pocket. Still in. Blues are there. Menzel traps it. Full handball. Edwards. Pressure is on. Now a chance. No. Spilled over. 40 around. 10-point lead is the Blues. 104 to 94. 7 minutes, 3 seconds left.
There are some tired soldiers out there right now. Marriage, Cruiser, 48 out from Richmond's goal. Gibbs, hurriedly, high, driving, floating, bombing ball to the southern wing. Jeffy Garlett storms onward. He's got a man after him, Hawley, corrals him, centering kick. Dygan takes the mark. 40 out, plays on, goes to Judd, and it will have to come back.
Well, probably not a bad thing. Dygan marked the ball, Swatter, 35 out, more or less directly in front, and played on to Judd, but the umpire called him back. Judd probably would have been an extra 2 or 3 metres out. Similar angle, but he's kicked the ball really well all day, Dygan.
Oh, this man
He
has
can
had
seal
to
it.
wait, battle, scrap, and work his way back into the team. He's played 4 games this year, and he is on his way to a career-high 4-goal performance, which may just have booked a semi-final berth next week for his team against the Swans in Sydney. They've turned it on their head, the Blues. 17-8-1-10 to Richmond, 14-10-94, 6:19 to go. Final turn, Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
Oh, boy, oh boy. This has been an absolute ripper. That was a great kick by Garland. He just beautiful ball into space. But I tell you what, Dygan, career high 4 best goals, and he just has hit the ball beautifully.
Just a hard yank of stats. Bryce Gibbs, a PB in terms of clearances with 11, equal PB with contested ball at 16.
Marich does the ruck work and the roving, tries to bullock it forward. Curnow there for the Blues in game 50. Handballs to Robinson, does well, gets around a couple of Tigers, kicks to half forward. Back with a flight, Newman, couldn't take it, spilt to Bell. Grimes is there, over the top now to Daniel Jackson. The Tigers, can they find a way through? Jeffy Garlett with pace. He was like a cheater, put the tackle on, ball spills, was called holding the ball, advantage called, bad call for the Blues, ends up with Pettard at halfback, little kick, ends up with Hawley, back to Pettard who continued to run, finds Jake King to hit up forward at the moment, he's at half forward, Reed calling for it,
Too slow,
ignored both, long ball, needs to kick at 70, it's gone 60 and it's punched through for 1 behind.
Well, silly kick in the end by Jake King. You kick it to that spot, and it was always just going to get punched through for a behind.
95, 110, 5:26 to go. Blues can start to ice the clock a bit now. Murphy takes the mark, chips the ball back to Yaron. Tigers have to man up.
Come on, blood rule. Danny Cruiser!
There you go.
Just hold.
So, the situation is this. The Blues lead by 15. 5:17 to play. Cruiser, face splattered in blood. Yaron with the pill, deep in his defensive 50. Richmond led by 8 at quarter time, 26 at the main break, and 4 at 3/4 time. But the Blues have banged on 5 goals to 2 in the final term. Marriage has been huge. Warnock sees it out of bounds and will have it thrown in with 5 to go. Blues up by 15, Foxtel scoreboard.
Nick Dygan, what a day. Opportunity earlier to kick his 4th, and you either let those moments break you or you break the moment and own them for yourself, and he has this afternoon. He has been huge. Umpire throws it in. Tigers get it. Grigg goes long, searches for Vickery. 30 out, can't take the mark. Armfield finds Scotland. Scotland finds Simpson. Simpson finds his boot, goes long to the wing. Eddie Betts is there. He leads Morris to the ball, takes the mark, slides into the dugout, and he'll mop up some time. 4.5 to play. Blues by 15.
And he's just got word from the bench there. He looked straight at the bench. They've given him the time, and he's got 4.5 to go. High ball, half forward, good spoil. Robinson, Morris, big clash, and they both go down and get up, and Morrison comes back. Robinson over the top, careful, Mitch. Jackson defused that quickly.
Oh, he's going to give away.
He was about to rip his nut off, Duck. Man, Mitch, the boy from Tassie. He's in an agitated state. Comes at it again. Gibbs has been huge. Ties them up. Ball will bet pulled out by Marich. Got it to Delidio. Got to roll the dice, Richmond. Puts the ball to half forward. Edwards Aaron went back. Couldn't take the mark. Dances away from Walker. Gives a handball off the mark. Too far from home. Got Grigg drifting forward. 75 from home. Kick will need to be good. Got no one to go to. Goes with a high ball. Inside 50, Rewalt. Henderson, the former Lion, put it all on the line and took a game-saving, courageous mark.
Well, that was enormous. Absolutely enormous from Henderson. Back with the flight, Brown Rebold-esque. And is that the one that saves it for the Blues? They've got 15 points on the Tigers at the moment. 3.5 to play. And the Blues, they've got it on the wing in front of us, and now it trickles over into the dugouts again. 3 minutes 17 on the clock. As we see on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen, Lockie Henderson takes the mark for the highlight reel. He'll be remembered for a long time if the Blues can hang on. Can the Tigers find a way? 3 goals, 3 minutes. The odds heavily stacked against them as Gibbs trickles the ball 30 metres down the line, and it trickles over. 85 around from the Blues goal now. 3:03 on the clock. Blues by 15 points. If you've just joined us, the Tigers led by 32 at the start of the third term.
94,690 people on the edge of their seats. Tuck gives it to Marich. Flicks a handle over to Jackson. Henderson's got in, but he got the handle away to Vickery. Got to roll the dice. Vickery does that. Goes to Ellis inside the square. Moves it on quickly. Goes to Vlosten. Menzel to arrive. Big ball, Judd. Swooped on it like Superman in a blue cape. Picked it up. Got it over to Dygan. He's got 4. Edge of the square. Goes to Gibbs. Fat side. Sets it up. Couldn't take the mark. Ground ball. Gibbs will get back there. Wheels around. Cap off a great Blue day. No. Chaplin gets in the way.
So one last roll of the dice for the Tigers perhaps. Chaplin to the wing. Jackson's there. Couldn't take it. Cruiser comes through. Brilliant handball to Robinson. Tackled terrific in the end from Deledio. Still, Robinson got it to Gibbs. He puts it to the hot spot. Big fly, Ivan Maric. Takes it at halfback. 2 minutes on the clock. 15 seconds. 15 points, I should say, the difference. The Tigers with Deledio. Ball in hand. Tumbles it forward. Now the bounce. Revolt caught behind. Jamison used his body well. Revolt gets around. Gets hold of the football. Handballs. Scotland intercepts. Look away. Finds the boundary line. It was good enough.
Gibbs has been unbelievable in this second half. What are his numbers just for the second half, Chewy?
Yeah, on the Hardyaker stat sheet, he's racked up 13 disposals. He's had 18 contested ball for the game, which is a PB for him.
Ball is back in. Yaron taps it towards the boundary line. It goes out of bounds and will reset. 1:35 to go. They were down and out. Are about to be delivered the 8 count. Trailed by over 5 goals. Found a way to dig deep like they did in round 21. And the Tigers are seeing their chances of a semi-final berth slip away. Robinson's been massive. Pumps the ball to the northern wing. Rance will mop up. 1:23 to go. Ducks under a swinging arm. Garlett steals the ball like a thief in the night. Runs through an unguarded 450. Advantage, and the Blues are on their way to ANZ Stadium. This one is over.
I haven't heard noise like this.
That is just huge. And Richmond, I tell you what, we thought the Richmond supporters outnumbered Carlton, and they probably have, but have the Blue supporters found their voice, Swatter?
Yep.
Unbelievable. And you mentioned Robinson. I tell you what, he's made some pretty big errors in this last quarter, but he's had 9 disposals. He has been a real force.
65 seconds left. Blues by 21. Tigers win it out of the middle again. Quickly they go. Koch into Revolt. He drops the mark, and he drops with it. Any chance for the Tigers? The Blues are home now. They just got to defend. If you own a pub in Carlton, best you tap some kegs and put some staff on. If you own a pub in Richmond, best you tap some kegs and put some staff on. Celebrations in Richmond won't be tonight. There'll be commiserations, but the Blues, they will be happy supporters. 40 seconds left. Blues win it at halfback. They send it to the wing. Betts marks.
And this is Fitting to Chris Judd, takes the mark on the southern wing.
We've got the Mexican wave going, Swatter.
Yeah, just get yourself ready. I reckon off the back of that Garland goal, they were very noisy, the crowd. We have 19 seconds to go. And the former captain had it a minute ago. Now the current captain does, and he goes to Scotland. They are savouring every single second now. And then Menzel drops the mark. Aaron Edwards swoops on the ball. 5 seconds to go. Dribbling shot on goal is through for a behind. And that is the final siren of an historic Carlton win by 20 points.
Send up, we'll keep our end up, and they will know that they've been playing against the famous old dark bulls.
Well, that is just an unbelievable effort from Carlton. Their turnaround from half-time to right now, it was just incredible, Swatter. I don't think I've seen... Well, Carlton haven't played that sort of footy for a number of weeks. We know they had a good quarter last week, but that was just incredible.
52-point turnaround. We may try and have a quick listen to Chris Judd with Cameron Ling.
Strapped up. A few weeks ago, you looked like your season was done and dusted. Now you're out here on the MCG in front of 95,000 people. You must be enjoying it.
A funny game for them. Not that funny, Lee, but I know it's right.
Great work, mate. Enjoy yourself. Great effort.
You know, your point about Mitch Robinson was a really good one and well made, I thought, too, Duck, because, you know, he stuffed up. He gave away a free kick that resulted in a goal. But the thing about Mitch, and I mean this with all due respect, because I'm a rap for him, so we'll listen to Nick Dyke and I'll come back to that.
It's a nice turn of events, isn't it? And a forward. You look like as though you had the defensive role in Brett Delevio, but still managed to bob up and kick goals. You just must be right.
Yeah, I'm pumped. So I knew a couple of guys were doing everything they could through the week to try and get in. Brock just didn't quite get up, so I was really pumped to get the role. I ended up playing Delevio most of the first half, and then he moved into the middle, so I just had to try and create something.
And just tremendous belief from the group. Richmond was so good today. You guys just really held your nerve well. You held that belief and got over the line.
Yeah, we did. Proud of the guys. I mean, we're up against it. We were down half time, and we just kept coming, so really proud of the group.
Well done, mate. Sensational job today. Enjoy it.
Nick Dygan with 4 goals. He's one of the heroes, but I'll go back to Mitch Robinson. The thing that I like about him, Duck, is he's not too complicated. Some guys can go into their shell. He says, I've stuffed up, I'll go back, I'll kick my own goal, and then I'll just lead from the front, and he was great.
Well, it was a huge mistake, as you said, Swatter, to knock that through, to give Richmond a little bit of momentum, but you're right, he just attacks the footy, and he's going to make mistakes, Mitch Robinson. That's the type of player he is. He also made where he turned it over in the last quarter as well, that gave Richmond another attacking opportunity, but he just kept presenting, he kept getting in and under, getting the footy, and I tell you what, take a bow Bryce Gibbs, because a lot of people have been critical of Bryce, and I reckon he's had a very good year, Bryce Gibbs, and his second half was just unbelievable. I thought that Chris Judd, the captain, the ex-captain, after half-time, was great. Mark Murphy's the other one, man, that I thought was very good also.
Yeah, 26 disposals and 7 clearances for Murphy. Just with Gibbs a PB with contested ball with 18. And he also racked up 12 clearances, a career high as well.
Yeah, and that's where they really struggled in the first half. They had to start to, they were going okay in the clearances, but the contested possessions where they were really getting smashed, and it was a complete form reversal from half-time onwards.
I tell you what, we can sit there and bitch and moan during a long home and away season, but when it gets to the fair dinkum sort of stuff, man, it started Friday night, rolled into yesterday down at Geelong, finished off here last night with Port Adelaide doing it to the Pies, and we've had an absolute corker of a game to finish off the opening week of the finals, and we've just got to acknowledge Richmond. They are proud losers tonight, very disappointed, but Shane Tate was allowed to walk off the field first in front of his 21 other teammates. He finishes on 173 games, and it's been a pretty serviceable career.
Oh, it sure has, and you know what? It has, and all credit to him. He's been great. Got an opportunity today. Sad for him that didn't end up with a win, but I just can't help but mention Judd again and how big an effort this is, because just watching the Carlton players go around to all their supporters, and that's what it's all about. They've had a tough year. Obviously, they got into the finals through the Bombers being ousted of the finals, but this is just huge. And for their captain not to have done much training, to have, basically in at the last minute, they were talking whether he'd play or not to play. Not having a great first half, had a really quiet first quarter, okay in the second, and then to come out and do what he did, you just marvel at that.
You do, and there are some players that you just say at 60%, we'll take him every day of the week. Don't care if he doesn't have the fitness base, because he makes us a better football team.
Scotland was the other one as well. Scotland was quiet, two-man, if you can grab his numbers for us, because he was quiet also in that first half. How was he in the second?
Yeah, Heath, Scotland, he only had 4 possessions in the first half, finished the game with 11 as well as 1 major.
And we will have the former captain joining us on Triple M Footy, Chris Judd. A Herculean performance in the Blues. Well, their season is not over.
No, it's not. And look, just to I guess talk about Richmond. I mean, they did everything right in the first quarter, and Jason Dunstall said numerous times in that first half they just had to take their opportunities more. They didn't. They weren't able to. They went in at half-time, 26 points up. Cochin kicks that goal, and you just think that they had enough. They had enough under them. They were winning enough for the footy. But then just came out, and the Blues just went out, won the footy. That was the main thing that the Blues had to do. Just start winning it, and that's exactly what they did. And Richmond really, let's be honest, they didn't stop fighting. They didn't stop fighting. It wasn't a case of Carlton getting in front and then them just packing their bags. They kept fighting the whole game, but Carlton had the momentum in the end.
For Chemist Warehouse, let's head down to Howie in the room for the Blues.
Oh, it's a sellout in the Carlton rooms, as you would expect. People everywhere just standing beside Mick Moldhouse, who's chatting to the men in charge. Kate Simpson comes in. Jamison is hugging people, as you would expect. Chris Judd dishing out Howe fives. They've had some amazing finals performances in the past, this footy club, but that'll go up there with some of the best. They're starting to form the circle now. Big Robbie Warnock gets the boys together, and here go the Navy Blues.